It's all good.
Deathwatch.
Do you remember the mission to the Sea of Flogus?
No.
Yes, of course.
Basically, this mission is the culmination of that campaign, and it is the final assault on the House Borellis spire in the upper reaches of the capital hive of Octavian IV. The city is the hive city below is in a state of civil war, with the populace rising up against Borellis and its allies for their perceived deviant practices in defiance of the Emperor's light. What the populace do not know is that the house is actually infected by the taint of the alien. While the populace, the demagogues, the pump gangs from the Underhive, various different groups, cause chaos for Borellis and its remaining allies, I should say, because many of them are either dead or have fled and are currently being hunted. The Deathwatch are to be the executioners of the Borellis High Council. Basically, the head will be cut from the alien in one swift blow under the cover of the Civil War. There was a slight complication at the start of the mission, which is why there is not a full kill team on the field. The other half of the kill team, under command of Brother Sergeant Mattel of the Tigers Argent Hoja, is currently rescuing the Inquisitor from a prison complex.
Silver kitties, basically.
The Tigers Argent are actually a canon chapter. There's very little information on them, but they're canon.
You know what else is canon? The bloody magpies.
Wait, what?
If this character dies, I'm making a blood raven.
Bolt down everything.
Going to be a blood raven tech marine, and he's going to steal everything.
Like, hey,
It's like, brothers, we have a new Land Raider. Where the hell did you get that from?
why have you got a Blood Angel's trinket? Why is my Blood Angel's trinket missing? We have blood in our name.
Knowledge.
Brother Librarian Theros, I have reforged your sword. Why is there an Ultramarine symbol on the hilt?
I know. Let's not get carried
The components were gifted to the chapter.
away. Already someone's drawn a dick on the map.
I was always
Right,
there.
so we landed down.
That's right. Basically deployed from the Angelus Tenebrae in orbit. Your half of the kill team have been chosen as the Executioner Squad. Preceding your drop pod deployment into the Borellis Spire, the Angelus Tenebrae launched a spread of Death Strike missiles equipped with a deadly chemical payload. Now, the payload isn't expected to penetrate the inner Borellis sanctum, but what it is expected to do is to basically sow utter havoc through the Borellis Spire and allow the kill team to penetrate with a lot less resistance. It also means that anybody attempting to escape the Spire has to escape through a chemical death field. Its payload, can anybody remember the name of
D- Deathwatch?
it? Damn it, Hoja.
Should have just virus bombed them.
Come on.
I'm scrolling up to see if I can see it. But there's
Should have
quite a
nuked
list.
him from orbit.
Virus bomb.
It was not a virus bomb, luckily.
Corrosis Inferni 17.
There we go, yeah.
Exterminatus.
Standard pattern chemical suits do not protect against Corrosis derivative chemical munitions, meaning anybody attempting to escape the Spire has the actual egress massively complicated, because even if they're wearing a chemical suit, the stuff will still kill them. The intent is basically to corral the alien in this place where it cannot escape and slaughter it. That is the objective of the kill team here. You are the Executioner's Blade.
What else can escape? Exterminatus. Or aliens can escape from? Exterminatus.
This planet's actual product, its actual output, is deemed of value to the Angelus Crusade, not the Angelus Crusade, what's it called? In the Jericho Reach.
Alright.
The Achilles Crusade, I beg your pardon.
Sure
So,
thing,
unfortunately, just virus bombing the planet from orbit and repopulating it is deemed not an option.
Damn.
Fastly understood.
Virus bombing.
No.
First one.
Nobody pay any attention to the Marines Malevolent.
You want me to go down there and kill him myself?
We are already down.
How drunk were you in the drop pod?
Deathwatch.
No, the best is when you virus bomb and then you ignite all the gas and then just like completely burn the entire atmosphere.
Let's not have a mist ban.
Oh, the Inquisition have access to something probably worse in canon if you read the Calixis Sector books, what are they called? Dark Heresy. They have access to something called Gaia Phage 66. Which, it's basically it's a Jim's MacGuffin. You use it to end worlds disgustingly.
Alright, so let's shall we do a name call and make sure everyone's here with it? We know Hojo is here. Havel, you with us?
Yep.
Ice is here. Chaplain?
Yep.
Rojas?
Yep.
Okay. Let's get this ball rolling. So anyway, just to recap on what we've done so far. We've landed. We cleared out a horde. I believe we moved up to a bay bay door, if you will. A loading bay door, and blew it open with a melta charge and stormed in. Is there anything else you'd like to add on that, Juicer?
It's about right. You cleared the drop pod. When you came down on one of the external shuttle landing pads, attended to the spire, you found a highly disoriented squad of house guard attempting to regroup. Their slaughter took mere seconds, and they are manifestly bearing the taint of the alien. They are gene stealer hybrids. After clearing the pad, you made your way to the spire hull proper, and have penetrated one of the orbital shuttle bays. Inside, you found a squad of house guard rallying in an attempt to respond to the chemical attack.
I believe
Was there anything else? That was it, wasn't it?
We were moving in squad mode.
That's right.
I am very, very new to the squad mode thing, so as much help as possible to everyone who knows. Hojo, Juicer, you guys know the squad mode, I'm sure, so...
You will get Deathwatch, and you will like it.
That's power armor. I did have the screenshot saved somewhere, but fuck this, it's not.
Theros is also bearing the squad's colours, isn't he? He's bearing your battle banner.
Of course. I am, indeed.
Take a skull
Why does their squad have a banner?
from the deepest reaches of the hood.
Because I took it as equipment. So we have our own banner now. And we have a name, I think it's Obsidian Skulls? Obsidian Skulls.
Are we gonna form our own chapter after this?
Fuck that noise.
We are just a squad.
Just a
Oh, we
squad.
can't.
So,
Yo.
so now I believe we stormed the bay door, and I'm not sure about the rest of you, but Theros went for cover.
That's right. You know that the House Guard, which are basically the remaining elite of the Borellis forces, are equipped with a local pattern of Hellgun, a primitive form of hotshot lasgun. They are capable of breaching power armor with a solid shot. However, their own armor, which is a blended mix of heraldric carapace augmented with flak, is incapable of withstanding an Astartes bolt around. So the way to approach the House Guard so far is they can sting hard, but they cannot take it in return.
And what was their distance again, do you recall?
They were about 20 meters away from you when you entered the bay. They were remember, they were assembling in like rank and file, literally assembling in almost like a phalanx ahead of the commanding officer when the bay airlock blew through with the melter charge.
So we do have the element of surprise on our hand. And you said, if I remember correctly, there was more than one group of them. Is that correct? The closest
No,
one.
there's one large group and a commanding officer.
Ah.
There are also menials and bond slaves within the bay, along with servitors.
We don't have the element of surprise. They already took shots at us.
And
Also-
one more
First
time, what
thing
was the
that
range? 20.
About 20 meters.
20.
Don't forget as well, if they are all Gene Stealer hybrids, and all evidence and intelligence indicates that at this point the inner circles and forces of the house will most certainly be infected, they are part of a primitive hive mind. It doesn't mean that it's a true hive mind, but it does mean that instinctively they have a sense of what's happening to the rest of their brood, if you know what I mean.
And the ones we've already taken care of outside were very weak. They weren't very far in infection.
Yeah.
So these ones may be a little bit more so.
As I said, they can pass for human at a short distance wearing heavy clothing. However, once you get a clear look at the face, there is no way to hide the taint of the alien. Although to the uneducated, which is the vast number of Imperial citizens, it may be passed off as mutation.
Alright, so these squad abilities,
Do you remember how much cohesion you had?
I haven't noted down. I believe it was 5.
It was 6. 6,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
6. It was 6. It
Yeah,
was going to be 5 to go into squad, but we were in squad beforehand. Yeah, remember, we have 6. So, I mean, we either take cover, we go to ground, or increase weapon skill and ballistic skill. So, I'm for Oath of Knowledge, I'm taking. I have to roll for that. No.
You simply have it.
I spend 1 cohesion. Okay, I'd like to put Oath of Knowledge into effect for.
It's always in effect for the entire mission, man.
Oh, excellent. Fucking A.
It's a blanket buff to the entire team. That's what an oath is. Sort out what your first action is, and then I will do the short description of what happens as the Deathwatch team breaches the airlock.
We have already breached in there. Me and Arvek, they have already taken shots at us.
Yes, I recall. I put.
He told me and Arvek to run in there
you and
first.
Arvak to go in there. The White Scars was to go in after you, and then it was me and Rojas backing you guys up. But we went through. I've went for cover.
Shall we roll for initiative?
That's right. As the obsidian titans of the Deathwatch break into the bay, hotshot lasblasts wing around you, exploding sparks off the crates and punching molten holes in the hull cladding. You hear the command sergeant of the house guard scream, "Disperse! Disperse!" And with that, the hive mind, the troopers, immediately begin running for cover, while those already therein try to cover their movement by pinning you down. It will likely not succeed.
Alright.
Panic surges through the bay. Now let's roll initiative.
This is a D10 with your agility on top. And your base.
And your other skills.
What other skills?
Maybe your power armor history. Maybe you have paranoia.
Yeah, I think my chapter trapping is good bonus to that.
Or maybe you have a chapter trapping. Like that one guy.
Sorry, which stat was it? It was agility stat, right?
Yeah.
So the first number of your agility stat plus whatever you just rolled.
Yeah, plus a D10.
Okay.
And just for reference, see the first thing you rolled, saying the degrees of success. That sometimes is a bit buggy, so it's best just to actually roll the Ds. And put your roll in Discord.
You're playing a tech marine Rojas, right?
No, apothecary.
So
Oh,
let's
yeah.
go into that. So 13.
A real Nazi apothecary.
Oh, lots of 13s, huh?
Oh shit!
Shit.
Nice.
This is gonna be a lucky game.
They always are. But I got a bad feeling about you saying that.
Technically, you didn't get a surprise round, but you have pretty much all got the drop on them except Chaplin.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
We're all gonna die before he gets a chance to shoot, I feel.
No!
What's their magnitude?
30.
God damn!
What?
Alright.
They're going to kill us, brother.
So I guess we get either Rojas, Havel, and Hojo decide who goes first out of them, or you guys just roll another D and see which
You may
one is
decide.
next.
At any point in this scene, by the way, guys, as the rule, I'll type it up. There are so many crates, pressure boxes, barrels, heavy ceramite-clad containers around that you may claim light cover, basically, at any point, or take an action to take heavy cover.
I have photon flash grenades if you guys want to let me go first. I'll make you invincible for a couple of turns if I don't fucking trip on my goddamn feet.
I remember Arvik wanted to fly and shoot at the same time.
I'm assuming I have to wait until my initiative to use dig in as a squad action.
But I picked up Electrograph, which is a plus 10 to tech use. Still banking most of my bullets. They bumped up my bullets as well. Not by much though.
Other quick question. So since you were saying that since these were technically like a simple hive mind, do they have any like synapse creatures or anything, or is that are they close enough to like the higher House Borellus guys?
I guess we'll find out.
So, Rojas, Havel, how are we gonna decide this
Knife fight.
right now?
We just start fighting each other before we fight them.
Focus, brothers.
He who is the purest goes first.
You want to just do this in the order that we put them in?
Ah,
Ah, what the
interesting.
hell?
From roll 20, let's see.
Oh, Rojas, me, you.
Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
well, Havel, you rolled last, so it would be Rojas, Hojo, then you.
No, as in like.
Okay, let's complicate this the way that Saint said it.
Yeah, the way that's in roll 20. Let's complicate things. The way it was in roll 20, that's who rolled first.
Let's decide on one thing and then decide on something else. Okay.
I want the thing that's on Discord.
Okay, fair enough. So that's
In
Rojas
case
first.
something. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I also want North Africa and Jerusalem.
Wait a minute.
Alright, so we're in the Lori Bay Wars. We gotta take cover, so I'll take cover.
Half cover or full cover?
Full cover, obviously. I'm the apothecary, damn it!
Pick us up, bros.
So heavy cover takes a full action according to Juicer in Discord.
Yep. Juicer?
Hello? Sorry, I was just modifying what was written.
Okay. Yeah, no, I take full cover.
Okay, so you move your titanic form into the basically the maze of cargo containers and other heavy structures filling the bay. Who's next?
That would be Havel. Yeah, Havel.
Just checking to see what I need to use the improved cover ability. Improve everyone's cover.
See, I can also use dig in when it gets around to my point. and that's
No one.
a full action, and I would have to get into cover first. So it would be in the next turn I'd have to use that.
Technically, aren't we always in light cover?
No.
As Cullen moves into cover, you see the hotshot las rounds, incandescent flashes dulled by the sophisticated dampening of your auto sensors, blowing molten chunks out of the crate on the other side of him.
Get to cover!
Deathwatch.
So, next action is also to take cover, yes?
Yeah, I'm going to take cover, but I'm also going to use my Tech Marine ability that improves everyone's cover.
Got you. So, as elements of the kill team move into the heaviest cover available to afford additional protection from the searing hotshot las blasts, your mechadendrite, Havel, your other accoutrements of the Tech Marine begins solidifying using whatever you have to hand.
Are you going to take heavy cover or light cover, Havel?
I'm going
Yes,
to take...
light.
Yep,
You're going to take light,
yep, so that I can do the thing that improves everyone's cover.
and is that a full action or half action that takes?
And both of those are half actions, so that's my turn.
I don't know, the Juicer said in Discord, light cover is a free action.
Oh, it's a free action.
Yeah, so you'll still have a half point.
Alright, I guess after... I can't find the damn thing under cover. But it basically turns everyone's cover, it improves.
I believe special abilities are free actions. And the page you're looking for is 91.
I thought it was on 247.
Might be on 246.
I've
was gonna
updated
say-
the rules just to clarify what counts as light and heavy cover in this environment.
Okay.
So I add a number of armor points equal to my unmodified intelligence bonus to any cover.
Do it to your cover.
Everyone's.
Yeah, does everyone's, or is it just yours?
Any cover. So I guess I have to do it to each person's.
Oh, wait.
And
And it's a full action.
it's a full action.
But I guess it's not important to do this just now. Maybe if they pull out something heavier than a Hotshot Lab.
We could all just dive for heavy cover this first turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for heavy cover.
Heavy cover. Is anyone not going for heavy cover?
Probably not.
Probably won't.
I
You
probably
won't.
will. Nope.
I'm not going to.
So you still going for heavy Havel?
Yep.
Alright, cool. So then it's Hojo's turn.
Yeah, I'm taking light
Actually, we
cover.
can, if everybody's going for heavy cover and they agree, we can simplify that easily.
We're not. Some people are going for light cover.
Ah, okay.
Alright, Hojo, you're up.
Where is the throw skill? I need to see.
The throw skill.
Yes.
Have
Or
you
throw a
rolled
photon flash.
the initiative round to the top?
No! I just want
The
to
house guard
make-
get an action as well.
Ah,
Wait, what?
Yeah, at 5.
Yeah, no, we're not doing it from the right. We're doing the 13s from the top. So Rojas, Havel, and Hojo. So it's Hojo's turn. Then it's going to be Ice.
Oh,
me,
I see.
Kaplan. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right, Hojo. You're looking, said you're looking for the
light
throw
cover.
skill.
I want to throw a photon flash, but I do not remember if that is a half action or a full action.
It's a half action to throw it.
Is it? God damn. Should probably aim first, huh?
That would be a good option.
I will take a half action to aim, and then actually throw the photon flash grenade.
We should.
Roger that.
We need to get that magnitude down.
We need dick. We need 3 rounds.
My multi-bolt against him.
Alright. So what is it? Plus 10 because I'm aiming. Plus 10 because of Oath of Knowledge.
Is aiming a free action?
It's half
It's a
action.
half action.
But
Alright. Oh, D100, right?
it's ballistic skill, I believe, isn't it, Juicer, for throwing?
Yes, it's ballistic skill.
Rolling against 77. To 43.
Nice.
Now I must read the rules for the photon flash. Anyone within 15 meters of a photon flash grenade when it detonates must succeed on a toughness test or be blinded for 1d5 turns.
So toughness test on a horde.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's not good.
Oh boy.
They have failed their toughness test. What is the effect,
Aha!
Brother Adagast?
I roll a 1d5 and they are stunned for that number of turns, or at least blinded. In which case, all ballistic skill tests from them are failed instantly.
Nice.
30 magnitude ain't enough.
Oh. Look at that. We don't have a d5 here on d20.
Roll a d10. 1
Oh,
and
yeah.
2 is 1. 3 and 4 is 2.
Oh god.
9. So you got. So
5 rounds.
Alright, boys.
Propelled by genetically augmented muscle, the photon flash grenade slams into the cover amongst the scattered house guard, and screams of panic erupt as the actinic flash burns out the retinas of several of the hybrids. Screams for them to fall back are drowned out by the thump crack of bolt gunfire and the screaming crack of more lasgun shots, which all of a sudden go wild.
Alright. You're safe! Except from weapon school tests, they can still kill you with those. But it'll be hilarious if they do, because they get a malice to it.
it's time to thin the horde.
Cook, 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 cook.
Deathwatch.
So that's ice now. Hojo, that's your turn up, right?
Yeah, that is my turn. Deathwatch!
Radagast has sown chaos amongst the house guard's ranks. Ice, you're up.
Arvak.
I was gonna throw a Nova grenade, but it seems that's kind of pointless at this point, so
Are you going to take
Jump
cover?
in there! And then
I'll just take light cover. That's free, right? Yeah, I'll just take light cover then.
They're stunned for 5 turns! Run in there!
I feel like using a flamer would be better though. You can kill more guys.
Jump in there!
For officer doesn't count as a unit, correct?
Use your flamer. I'm going to be doing a similar thing. We'll thin them very fast.
You guys are puss.
Well, Juice, their officer doesn't count as his own unit, right?
No. However, he's available as a target, and attacking the officer you know may have additional effects. Whether that will affect the hive mind, you're not sure. But don't forget, hybrids are still not full gene stealers. They're not a mindless insectoid hive. They are an unholy mesh of human failings and alien instincts. So targeting officers is still a valid tactic.
Yeah, well, I'd like to fire my flamer then and try and aim it towards the officer.
Golf shot!
I shall make the agility roll. They have actually passed.
Shit.
And you said that you were targeting the officer. Nice.
Yes.
Right, okay. Can you roll a d10 for me? And you need an 8, 9, or 10.
I got a fucking 7.
Okay, he's actually one of the first to dive aside from the photon blast. Although you've aimed at him, the horde is still thick enough, effectively, that his underlings take it. And boy, are they going to take it. You have the damage for this one, but you still damage the horde. Roll your damage and tell me your magnitude of the damage you've done.
Okay. I gotta find my stats. I had to write this somewhere. There you go.
And the horde has passed its morale test against the fear effect of the relic flamer for now. As you can imagine as well, this bay at the moment is a deafening cacophony of shouted orders and the munitions fire, and the smoke billowing into the air from the impacts of weapons is getting quite thick.
I rolled a 20. I got 22.
Yep, that damages the horde, definitely.
Or, sorry, I got 21, not 22.
What's the damage for your flamer and any other traits you have against hordes?
Altogether, it'd be 22.
It's different against hordes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at my Avenger it's a heavy flamer one, and it's against horde it's 1d5 plus 8, but its standard one is 2d10 plus 6.
For me, wow, man, had the same thing.
Because I was just looking at the stats for it now, thinking is it best to use the flamer? Because I've also got bloodlance I could fire at the officer.
Okay, so what's the magnitude damage?
Give me a second. I need to find the bolts here. Oh, I'm looking at the code book now. There's founding.
Oh, I opened the first founding book for them.
Yep. I had it up, but I closed it.
Open the books, boys.
But you
Quick,
close it.
We'll get get Rojas to this book.
What's the range of your flame weapon, man?
It should be 40.
40. So roll 1d5 and add 12. 1d5 plus 10, sorry. Plus, if you have that unrelenting devastation trait as a devastator, you add another d5 again.
He's on
It's not right.
I know.
1d10
I know
you
somebody
said,
does.
plus 12?
1d5 plus 10 it is.
15.
15 rounded up, half rounded up is 8. They've lost, 8 members. The brilliant carmine flame of the relic flamer washes through the stacked crates and munitions boxes, currently being used by the House Guard as cover, baking several alive. Their screams are drowned out by the bellowing roar of the weapon. Their deaths horrific to witness. Horde's
Good.
magnitude is now 22.
Burn the weaklings.
Well, when I say that the deaths are horrific to witness, they might be horrific to non-Astartes.
That is why I am glad. Please continue.
Who's next?
I believe that would be me.
Theros. You can actually feel the psychic wash of their deaths as their souls are ripped from their burning bodies.
Well, I'm very quick to take to light cover. I'm going to try and cast Avenger.
Adding psychic flame to the thermal apocalypse currently engulfing the bay.
Now, my range is 30 meters, so it's a heavy flamer template.
That means it would hit 1, 2, 3, because it's 1/4 rounded up, you see, so it hit 1d5 plus 8.
Let's see. Against a horde, it's 1d5 plus 8. Yeah, it says that here actually. It's got the special flame rule, which is a challenging +0 agility test, and if it's a fail, it's +4 damage for Astartes flame and +1 fatigue per turn.
They failed by 1%.
Oh well, I still have to try and get off this psychic power, so let's not get us ahead of ourselves. Because I may not be able to.
Yep, but that's their agility roll if it does go off. They've failed by 1%.
Okay, well.
Now, you've fought these hybrids in previous operations. They are faster than normal humans with quicker reflexes, but nothing superhuman.
On a D100, I have rolled
Damn it.
80, which is my willpower of 40 is not going to cut it.
You may wish to reroll them.
I think I probably. I'm just going to check the psychic hood. +5 bonus to all focus power tests. The rest is nullifying for the most part. I will re-roll that for one of my fate points.
Brother, do not be so hasty. It's not like they're going to shoot you if you fail.
I rolled a 24.
That's a success.
Excellent. Now, it's the heavy flamer template, which can be found on page.
That counts in for the 1d5 plus 8 hits, dude.
Yeah, it is, yeah. So I have to roll 1d5 plus 8 now, I imagine.
Well, what's your minimum damage?
I am unsure when you say minimum damage.
The armor plus toughness of a house guard is 8. 5 armor, 3 toughness.
Oh, this does have 6 pen.
So it's going to go right through their armor. And what's the lowest you can roll for your damage?
I am 8, I guess. 1d5 plus 8 against the horde, so 8 would be my minimum.
You don't need to roll. You've done basically your minimum damage means the horde is damaged.
Oh, excellent, perfect. What carnage ensued.
And a psychic flame, it's almost more vivid, more furious than physical flame, almost unnaturally so.
Now I do have warp sense, which means that instead of being a full action, that's just a half action.
It still counts as your attack, though.
Yeah, of course. I'm just wondering if there's anything else I can do to prep myself. Aim or something along those lines.
Oh, there was something for Psychers.
Pardon?
There was something for Psychers, but I can't remember.
Yeah, see, I was trying to think of exactly the same thing myself.
Roll your damage against the horde, man, and roll a d10.
Wait, so I thought it landed automatically. Or would you like me to roll damage?
No, this isn't damage. Roll your d5 and add 8 to your magnitude damage. And then roll another d10 to see if Sergeant D. Malos is one of the ones caught in the blast.
Oh, I see. So my first d5, I rolled a d10, so it's a 10, so I rolled a 5 for that one.
13. You've just baked 13 of the remaining 22 members of the House Guard.
Huzzah. And my second d10, I rolled a 6. So that would be...
Roll the 6.
I did.
After the magnitude damage inflicted, yes, he's actually one of the casualties. You've killed the commanding officer as well.
This may be easier than we thought, brothers. Push onward.
The sudden appearance of the Deathwatch is compounded by the chaos ripping through the house. And even though the squad quickly responds to your ingress, they are not prepared for the utter fury of your assault, nor for quite that much fire. As well, servitors and other mindless drones are being consumed by the flames. They are inconsequential.
Good.
I haven't even put out my multi-melter yet.
Hold on, let them freak out first, brother. Then you.
I'm trying to find actions of some kind, because I've still got half action left, and I'm not able to attack, but I'm looking for the thing that helps Psychers, but I'm struggling to find it.
Take a half action and run out there. And charge at them like a madman.
Well, have a think, Sin, and then let me know what you decide.
Whatever the psychic one is what I'm going to decide. I just need to find the psychic one. Do you know what page the abilities are on, Hojo? Of that regard?
I wish I could tell you, but the psychic ones are on a different page starting on... Jesus Christ. 190.
I'm on 195. Let's have a go.
And then it starts going to different powers and shit.
Yeah, that's the actual psychic ability still there.
I know. I don't know if it's there. I'm trying to tell you.
I see.
I think you're talking about a Sinesian's test, man.
No. It's like battle concentration or some nonsense.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I'll see what I can find. I'm scrolling down just now from where we were.
I know you're not crazy, because then I'd be crazy too. Deathwatch.
No, it's not in there.
Piss.
There's my sentry.
Well, I guess for the sake of haste, I will just choose aim. That's a half action, isn't it?
Yes.
There we go. I'll just choose aim. So,
Okay. So, who's next?
The horde? Or me?
You, Chaplain.
So I'm gonna use my free action to get the light cover. Use half an action to consult my augur array, and the other half action to attack with my monster.
Right,
Okay, I believe the thing you were looking for, Saint, is that your focus power test can be extended or reduced to a free action or a full action, and you will get bonuses based on it, but it's not like a passive thing. It's just whether or not you want to dedicate your entire turn to your psychic ability.
oh, that's warp sense, isn't it?
Nah. It's just additional rules in your focus power test.
Oh, interesting.
It's not even like an extra ability or anything. It's just details on your current one.
What page is it on?
Uh-huh. So 186.
186.
Up.
I think I hit something.
Oh my god.
That's good. That's a good start.
Just finish him off, man.
Yeah, you know what he rolled, right?
Yeah.
What's the range on your multi-mellow?
60 meters.
60. Well,
Yeah.
Juicer, Chaplain just went and rolled a 1 of a D100.
Oh my god.
Kill
Okay,
them,
this is actually going to be pretty spectacular. Chaplain, roll your damage against the Horde if you would, please.
If you're using the old rules, it's 2d10 plus 16.
They can't resist that level of damage.
No, and if you use if you use the old rules, the basic rules, it's 4d10 plus 6. I guess.
Is it a different damage against a horde as if it's against a singular target?
It is. I believe, however, a multi-melter has the blast quality.
Yeah, and that means that my devastation skill comes into effect because we're in spot mode.
And what's the blast quality on the multi-melter?
It just said blast. I don't know if it said it has a number.
It should have a number next to it.
It's one, my brother. Blast 1.
Blast 1, yeah.
It's a blast 1, so it does an extra magnitude damage to the Horde. And your special rule is?
The unrelentless devastation, which inflicts 1d5 extra points of damage to horde magnitude.
Okay.
Do it!
So this will be one damage for the shot, 1 damage for the blast 1, and 1d5 extra points of damage for your unique talent. Roll your 1d5.
I roll a 1
Yeah.
and a d10. So that makes 1.
That's not where you want to get a 1, though, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So that's 3. 3 out of the Horde's remaining magnitude of 9. 6 left. Right. Blinded and surrounded by the screaming, dying, and the raging flames of the Astartes assault. Several of the hybrids break cover and attempt to flee for the loading bay exit. The multi-melter blast blows them into glowing ash and thick smoke in an eye blink. It also melts a ceramite container the size of a chimera. Half of it just sags like molten toffee, and then the glowing pool collapses over the floor of the bay.
So how many are left?
6.
I will walk in all out. The floor is lava.
The temperature in the bay for those unsealed in power armor is approaching intolerable. The survivors are scorched, they're burned, the air in their lungs is searing.
Do they still classify as a horde?
A ragtag, I suppose you could call them.
6 blokes.
And they have failed their morale test, unsurprisingly.
Don't think they count as horde.
Oh, we can't let them get away.
The Horde is now broken.
What's the?
Oh, it automatically breaks at the level of damage it's taken. You have destroyed them. The survivors desperately try to flee the flames. You may take a free action to end them if you wish.
All of us, or just Chaplain?
Feel free to describe it. This is your opportunity to do some basic storytelling of your own. Well, not basic, but you know what I mean. Some short, quick, flavorful storytelling.
Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Do a willpower test. If I'm allowed to do whatever, I was gonna have to take a willpower test in my next turn anyway. So no,
What?
do that. D100.
Oh, you're a flesh bearer. Oh, I think it's entirely possible what's about to
Achoo!
happen to survivors.
That's not fun
Havel-
at all.
Well, I mean,
Roll the 2.
Oh,
let's
praise
see,
yes.
actually.
So, I take it you're leaving no survivors.
I'm gonna start gunning them down as they run.
They're well trained. They're not conscript troops. They are veteran troops. However, there is only so much even a debased mutant human can do in the face of a raging hellstorm of fire
Wait, those
and
things
precision marksmanship.
they're connected directly to the hive, right?
Mhm.
Use some short-range telepathy and let them know death approaches.
Oh, they know. Believe me, they know. But their psychic senses fill with the impending aura of certain death.
So, slipping out from cover, everything I'm taking it is now clear in this loading bay.
From the swirling flames and the greasy smoke emerges Brother Theros, his banner flapping in the thermal drafts of the apocalypse consuming the bay.
I'm heading straight towards that officer figure amongst the charred wrecks. I want to check his body, see if there's anything there of interest.
His chem suit and his carapace armor has been melted to his corpus. It is a fused mass of smoking flesh and destroyed ceramics contorted horribly by the blast of fire. Nothing has survived on him.
His face.
I was thinking of taking the face.
Well,
Theros takes out his combat knife and just slowly starts to sear away from the edge of the skull. Peels the
brother, what
face
fuck
off.
is wrong with you?
The molten flesh peels off with a horrible sucking noise. Smoke wafts around your armored fingers as you rip off the alien hybrid's visage.
I think it's about time we press forward, brothers. No.
As soon as you're done, time.
The thing worth taking is a scalp, but there are none left.
There's nothing left.
See, it's just like they're all my scalps. You can't have any.
Our lad gets it. Fonta, is there anything you can tell us about this place?
An auger reading. Fontis, you have a deep penetration auger, don't you?
Yeah.
And Radagast does as well.
Aye.
Very well. With the current chaos engulfing the house, two paths present themselves. The first, an approach through one of the more rarefied and, well, previously private areas of the house would take you through what appears to have been a museum to Borellus glories, the house's holdings of its artifacts and other accoutrements of its history. The other takes you through an area designated as a biological containment zone, a private alien zoo that may still hold the House Borellus' collection of dangerous alien flora and fauna for the pleasure of the debased aristocracy.
We cannot let these things live, brothers. Everything must go.
Our fire shall purge this taint, don't you worry.
Is that allowed under Imperial rule?
Hell no!
Alien zoos, oh, very much so. Collections of strange creatures, plants, and weirder things are hardly uncommon amongst the aristocracy and other elements of the Imperial milieu.
What, brother? Do not listen to the captain. He is obviously preoccupied. This is obviously against Imperial rule.
Are there any life forms nearby, brothers?
I have no
There are life
large
forms,
biomass
but
reasons.
nothing that would indicate an organized military response. You know it must be coming. They are, after all, a hive mind. But the damage you have sown through their psychic network, through the lightning-fast destruction of 2 of their squads, is the equivalent of an endless death scream to the survivors. In short, you have disorientated those elements nearby. This will give you an opportunity to move unimpeded.
Yeah.
They are, after all, still dealing with a chemical attack as well.
I would like us to take the shortest and fastest route right to the very heart of it all.
As swift as we can.
Want me to do an auger test?
So, again, as before, I think I would like Radagast and Arvek to take point, with Chaplain and Fontus, and then myself and Arvek will take the rear.
Yes, Witchkin.
Fontus, if you choose the most... Fontus, if you'd like to choose the most appropriate path to take us directly to the heart.
Very well. Which way do you want to go? Via the museum or via the private zoo? Both paths are roughly the same length.
Well, I guess it's only fair that Fontus make that decision, since he's supposed to be taking the lead and taking us to the heart.
We can kill all the Xenos on the way.
I'm sure we will.
Couple of frag grenades left and right.
Are you with
Maybe
us?
you're correct.
Yeah.
So what are the options, Juicer?
The House Borellis museum/archives, or I suppose you could call it their reclusium, really, or the private zoo, which once entertained and educated the aristocracy.
We're obviously dealing with infected Tyranid life forms, so let's not go to the zoo. Let's head for the archives.
Oh.
Who knows what we'll find there? The archives.
You can steal their books.
It's all porn. It's all porn.
Oh my god, tentacles.
Have we killed every single one of these guardsmen yet?
In
6 of
what,
them.
in
I
combat?
assume this conversation is going on after we moved in and wiped them out. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I assume as well that the squad is making use of its combined centuries of experience, basically, to combine this conversation with rapid movement and mission-related, shenanigans.
Well, we're heading.
Can the augur readings find life forms, or
No. You can only scan structures, unfortunately.
Well, we'll be
At
heading
least
through
mine can.
We'll be
I
heading
don't know
through
about
the
Fontus.
Borelli and the vault. So let's press on that way.
Very well. You make your way through the outer chambers of the Borellis Spire. You do encounter some resistance, however, it does not take long to cleanse it. The entire house is choked with the poisonous gas at this altitude. And those who are capable of putting up any resistance are usually have no support or very scattered support and are easy prey for the kill team. And it does not take you long to reach the reclusium vaults of House Borellis. It is a baroque and once glorious, almost cathedral-like chamber. However, over the many centuries of its existence and the ritual which attended it, the baroque metal interior has fallen to corrosion, and the slight musty atmosphere of faded decay, hardly uncommon in the Imperium. As you penetrate the inner chambers of the archives, you actually encounter house menials under the direction of armed hybrids attempting to move what appear to be precious relics or other items of import deeper into the spire.
Where's that Blood Raven when you need him?
Fontus, see if you can get a reading on the contents of this vault.
At the sight of the Astartes breaching the vault, many of them simply throw down whatever they're carrying and flee for their lives.
Brothers, by oath, we have to figure out what they were holding.
Where they're taking it.
And what they
Looks
were
like
going
they've
to
dropped
do.
everything in red.
You hear panicked shouts and cries of terror, effectively. Screams of things like Space Marines and death is come, run, run!
I still got a quick sort of scan of the area. Is there any sort of... There's multiple exits, or are they running towards one exit?
They're actually fleeing deeper into the cathedral hall, deeper into the spire itself. As they do so, servo skulls mindlessly continue their cataloguing and recovery tasks, and monotask servitors, melded by cables and life support systems containing artificial life fluids and animating power, melded to the walls, continue their assigned tasks, completely oblivious to the arrival of the Astartes.
So the people are still retreating, correct?
They appear to be house serfs, not combatants. Basic breathing gear and chemical protection, of course, that's completely expected on Octavian 4, even for house staff. However, any weapons that they're carrying extend only to personal protection suitable for killing other human or human hybrid creatures. The few pitiful las guns and a single dropped stub pistol in evidence are of no consequence at all to Astartes' armor. In fact, there may not even be of any consequence to your armored rib cages.
And how deep does this vault go?
The vault is about a mile long. You know that from your Deep Auger scans. Did somebody say that they were examining the stuff that some of the menials have dropped?
I think it's important. I don't think any of us have started.
I asked Havel to see if he could get a listing on what was the contents of the vault, assuming that there would be some kind of data port somewhere he would be able to utilize.
Yes, there'll be a central data annex.
If there is a clear exit and there's no obvious signs of danger, I would order Avrak and Radagast to go seal the exits just while we check the details of the forge and clear up any of the survivors and any of the serfs. That is, if there's a clear exit. But if it's a mile long, I maybe just wait until we see the contents first.
Very well. Deeper within the hall, as you spread out to accomplish your tasks, you find that basically at a central podium, a great vast book containing the presumably must be the holdings of the entire facility, is currently being attended by a withered-looking man who may once have been human, but who now clearly displays the taint of the gene stealer. So, several house guards have joined the numbers there as they retreat past them, and the elderly hybrid is gathering up obviously things of significant import to the house under the sweaty, tense watch of the house guard. Above this lectern, this data lectern, is a vast banner depicting, at first glance, the Emperor of Mankind, done in sunspider silk and threaded gemstone. However, it takes only a moment for your eyes to register the blasphemy, for although the Emperor is depicted in his glory, he is depicted with 4 arms.
Oh.
So I didn't find a lectern, it's just a book.
And a variety of data ports and other Baroque-looking machinery. It is effectively the, if you wish to call it, a very sort of dark Gothic librarian's desk. Effectively. Has anybody here seen the film Equilibrium?
I think I have.
There's a
So-
scene where they consult a giant book within the repository of forbidden knowledge. It's effectively a 40k version of that.
This statue, this depiction of the Emperor with 4 arms, how big is it?
It is perhaps 20 feet high.
So I rolled. I'm going up to the data locker, and I'm gonna use my jack to plug in.
Well, at your
And-
approach, as you enter the hall proper, the house guard spot you. I'm sorry, guys. I've lost my flow tonight, so my talking is stuttering and halting. I apologise.
No, it's all good.
No, you're good. You're good.
The house guard, at the approach of the Astartes, run for cover to lay down covering fire, while 2 of the guard grab the elderly hybrid by his arms and, ignoring his protests, drag him to in the direction of safety, away from the approaching Space Marines.
I think we need that guy alive.
Arvak, secure that man.
I think we need that guy dead. What are you
They
talking
can
about?
try all they want.
Sebastian,
They will be purified.
I'm sure Arvak is capable. Fontes, if you can tell me what you see from that port. Sebastian, as for you, I'm sure we'll enjoy taking down this abomination of a statue.
Yeah, grapple it. Pick
Was
it
it-
up and throw it at them.
Was it a banner or a statue?
The statue of the Emperor with 4 arms. That is heresy.
That is blasphemy of the
Utter
highest order.
heresy.
Wait,
And I'm
better
sure
yet,
Sebastian will enthrall in destroying that filth. And
Better yet,
This abomination.
wait.
You have
Oh.
Brother.
encountered art like this before in the data archives of other gene stealer cults held by the Deathwatch for your study and education. It is the depiction of the Emperor as basically a gene stealer hybrid.
Heresy! Heresy!
It is. It's blasphemy,
Rad-
and it is not uncommon amongst certain gene stealer cults.
Arlud, if you could accompany Arvak and support him where necessary. Radagast, you will stay with us here. You are not fit for capturing anyone alive. But I'd like to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
to that elder.
No. Okay.
Arvak, are you with us?
What? Yes.
Yeah. with- And
Alright,
Arlud?
Capture that man.
I have a jump pack, so I could probably capture him pretty easily.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
So I move up to the lectern and use my mind unit on it, and I rolled a
Well, 1
2.
second, roll initiative. You've got to deal with the guards.
Oh, okay.
Oh, roll
I thought the
initiative.
guards ran.
Oh, there's that many.
How many are there?
7, but they have a magnitude of 15. So they're actually pretty strong.
I didn't know there was a magnitude of 15 horde around.
By the way, these hybrids have the look of having been tough veterans before their conversion. So they are male and female of all the different sort of subcultures present on Octavian 4. Quite tough and grizzled looking individuals who know how to handle their weapons. Well, they would have been if the last lot that you encountered in significant number hadn't succumbed immediately to cleansing flame.
I was gonna say. You burn them. Significantly. God damn it.
I'm good at rolling ones tonight.
Chapman's rolled another 1, but again, not where he wants it. But fucking hell, that's 3 1s tonight.
4, I guess.
Good. I mean, no, it's not. Fuck.
Oh damn, Hojo's getting.
I'm still saving that tech use roll from earlier, though, for when this is over, because that's amazing.
You're a magnificent man.
Well, we have guard to deal with. Everyone knows what they're doing, so let's clean up this horde real quick, and then we'll get onto our jazz.
These horde boffins.
What weapons do they have?
It's a variant of a Hellgun native to Octavian 4.
Okay, so
Um,
same as the last guys.
Hmm?
So same weapons as the last people we fought.
Yeah, it's the standard issue arm for the House Guard. They also have things like specialist weapons such as grenade launchers and flamers. They haven't had a chance to use any of them yet.
How far away are they?
At this point, probably no more than about 30 meters.
30 meters. Okay.
So they're farther away than they were in the last encounter.
Yeah, but
It's a hole, dude. Well, it's like a cathedral, effectively.
they come from down. They come from the vault, brother.
All right. That's first turn, huh?
Is there an officer?
There's no
presume
officer.
not.
There's no officer of significance that you can see, although there will almost certainly be the equivalent of a squad sergeant. As the Astartes enter the room, you're met by the crack of hotshot lasgun fire, and as you advance, they fall back from cover to cover, guns raised, trying to keep as much space between them and you as they hustle this elderly hybrid towards the far exit.
So the elderly hybrid is on the other side of this horde.
Yes.
I'm not going to use another photon flash. I'm just going to shoot them.
Charge.
You didn't want me to get in there.
Oh, no, we're cleaning up these guys fast. We're not letting the elder get away.
All right. Gonna take a half action to actually aim. Gonna load metal storm frags. I hope I don't kill that man. Wait. What am I
If you're
saying?
using Metal Storm on his personal guard, he is definitely going to be in the blast.
God damn it. Fine. Loading standard rounds. Hopefully I'm not gonna shoot him. I'm just gonna
The only
use-
risk you run of hitting him is if you fail the shot, you then roll a d10, and I believe on a 1 or 2 you hit the wrong target.
I'm doing
Remember-
a standard attack. God damn, I'm doing a standard attack.
Remember, brothers, we want to speak to that thing alive. No flamer, no blast.
Shit.
But
Plus
you-
10 because I've aimed. Plus 10 because of the Oath of Knowledge. Rolling against a 77. God damn. Oh, close.
That's very close. 73.
Rolled a
That's
73.
still ahead. There's no effective. They don't have any effective cover modifiers or range modifiers protecting them. If you're firing at the 2 guards hustling him out. Well, that's hit one of them, Hoja. Roll your damage.
If I can find it again. 1d10 plus 9. But 2 of them. Because rending. Alright, there you go. 9 plus 9. That's 18.
Yeah. As they drag the protesting hybrid towards the exit, the first of the hybrid guards falls to Brother Radagast's precision bolt around. The bolt around slams into the space between her shoulder blades, blowing her rib cage out through her carapace armor on the other side. Her corpse is catapulted almost 10 feet across the floor as though struck by the fist of an angry god. The hybrid screams in terror as the other guard shouts in alarm and spins, raising his own las weapon.
Alright.
For those of you who have seen The Force Awakens, it's akin to a much messier version of when Chewie's bowcaster hits a stormtrooper. Just
Yeah, that was funny.
a lot more erupting viscera.
Wait, did Rojas roll initiative?
Yeah, I'm 13.
Oh, you're not in the list, then.
Throw your roll in Discord.
What? Oh, we're doing another initiation roll. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
One reached contact. Every single enemy. Individually.
So that so you roll a 9 plus your base.
13.
Okay, So yeah, you'll be third.
Okay.
You're on another 13.
Yeah, rolled another 13. How about that, eh?
Father Sebastian, it is your action. Are you targeting the horde, the personal guard? What do you intend to do?
No, it's
It's mine. I'm 15.
Oh wait, no, it is. You're absolutely right. I beg your pardon, Arvek. It's your action.
Alright. I just realized I had, since we're all in squad mode still, right?
we are.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Unless you
some
say
of them-
otherwise.
Okay, so since I have the Wrathful Descent as a submarine, I'm going to jump at them.
Jump into the horde or the hybrid and the remaining guard.
Get that guy.
I'm gonna jump in at the Horde
The horde. Cool.
because it gives me a bonus D10. When making a charge against the Horde, I can do it an additional D10 damage to the Horde's magnitude after a
Holy
successful
crap.
attack. So I'm gonna do that.
You're made for killing weaklings. God damn.
So I shall draw my power axe and charge at them. My jump back.
So performing a jet-assisted leap.
Yes.
A hammer of wrath, you might say. Laser rounds burn and scar your armor as you rise like an avenging angel.
What's the range of
Roll
that
attack.
charge?
I don't know.
It should be twice your actual movement points to jump.
Are you saying like my charge?
I believe your full charge is something special and run is something else.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've got the impression that if I don't roll higher for initiative, these hordes aren't going to get a look.
You tell you, man. You need to try and kill us more.
Dude, I'm doing what I have a dice roller open and I'm doing what the dice roller says.
For whatever reason we run into that Inquisitor that the other squad's looking for, you might as well save time and just roll for initiative. Might as well.
So full movement's 8. I think that's meters or whatever. But
Well, before I fuck you up, and I will do that, let me see if I can find the rules too.
Yeah. Well, what's the rules on the charge? The jump pack charge.
It's an attack at plus 20, I believe. You cannot. I think it's you suffer a penalty to your offense or you cannot defend. And the jump pack gives you a fucking long jump distance.
yeah, I don't know where the jump pack rules are.
Such jumps allow the battle brother to double his base movement and travel in any direction without regard for obstacles.
Double your
Okay.
base movement. So your base movement is your agility 4, Arthur.
No, it's 5.
Agility is 5. So plus
Oh,
1
wait.
to that for your power armor is 6. So
No, sorry, it's 4. It's 4 and then plus 1. That's 5.
right, so that's 5. You double
Plus
that
5.
to 10.
And then his full movement is 10. Double that, his actual movement while jumping is 20.
Okay. So just out of range then.
Ah, shit, I know that. That's my bad.
Well, you can move towards the horde and still fire your bolt pistol. Or whatever pistol you're carrying.
Aren't you a close combat specialist?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's just go balls deep.
A bit too far away. What is your charge distance?
Charge would be, I think, 12 or 14, something like that. I think it's 12. Yeah, it's 12.
Do you think you'd be close enough if you used a? Does that jump thing? Does that take a half action or a full action?
Charge is a full
Depending.
action.
Wait, could I jump forward but not charge them, and then charge them after I land?
Yeah, but it'd still be your next round when you could charge.
Ah, okay. So jumping is just a full action.
Yeah.
Alright, I will just move closer and then shoot them with my bolt.
Okay. To observers, not familiar with the Astartes, it would be an almost inconceivable sight. A combination of parkour across the relics and the other holdings of the archive, but by a figure standing over 8 feet tall and clad in impregnable ceramite weighing over a ton, yet moving with the speed and grace of somebody far, far smaller and far lighter. Using your jump pack, traversing these obstacles is simple as you close in on your prey. This puts the fear of the God Emperor himself into those closest to you. Who's next?
But you not say he's going to fire off his bolt pistol?
Oh, yes, you can make an attack as well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. So do I roll the hit then?
If you would please, what pistol are you using?
Just standard bolt pistol.
Gotcha. The classic.
I'm assuming the range in the bolt pistol is...
Sufficient.
Yeah.
I think short range is like 30.
Yeah, and I ran closer, so I should be good.
So I guess we're ballistic skill test.
I've definitely failed, because even with the plus 10, I only have 50 ballistic still, so I have failed.
Your bolt rounds blow chunks of armorcrete and crystal glass out of the displays and the casings, forcing several of the house guard to dive for cover. Although, unfortunately, the heavy bolt rounds do not find the flesh of the alien this round. Hundreds, perhaps even thousands of years of history, however, are blown apart in flinders and wreckage.
Now it
Who's
is
next?
Sebastian. You're up.
Thank you, Rojas.
Rojas, you're up.
Alright. Alright, so wait. Huskaki, you failed on your roll to charge in there, right?
They were too far away.
I didn't charge in.
He's closed in. He failed on his bolt pistol round to kill any of them.
So next turn I'll be charging at them.
Alright, what's the range?
30 meters to the leading edge of the squad.
Okay. I'd like to take this time to take my plasma pistol and shoot one of the escorts.
The surviving escort, as it were.
Yes.
Yes.
Good lord.
All right.
Deathwatch information only, please.
Oh, okay.
For me,
Whoops.
for me, so it's because I used Discord Deathwatch as a reference to so many rules. I scroll up. I was looking at the squad bonus rules and stuff earlier on from like two playthroughs ago.
That's okay.
Alright, I'm ready to roll for that damage.
Are you just shooting or are you moving and shooting?
I'm shooting the last surviving escort, so he doesn't get away.
Nice.
Not for him if he hits.
Oh God. What is that number? Oh,
17.
Okay, good.
Oh, you have to do a ballistics check.
First hit him. 10 damage.
Yeah, you got to do a D100 first against your ballistic.
Oh, okay. $15.
Yeah,
Fuck!
definitely. No, that means you pass. You got to roll under your ballistic skill.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you definitely hit. You rolled a 15 for hit.
What kind of attack did you make, by the way?
I just shot it with my plasma pistol. I didn't overcharge or anything.
Oh, it's like a single shot.
Yeah, it's a plasma pistol.
Those things have burst fire, I believe.
Believe
Weirdly
me,
enough.
if this guy's been hit by a plasma pistol, he's going to feel it.
Okay.
Have you hit, Rojas?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Please roll damage. And what was your exact attack roll? 17.
Yeah.
Versus 71. I believe that's a torso hit.
I'm sorry, Rojas. Was that a plasma gun, like a rifle or a pistol?
No. Pistol.
Pistol. Okay, yeah. That's gonna be a single shot. Did you aim it?
No.
Okay. So you only get a +10 to your ballistics. Either way, this is just for.
Yeah,
Wow,
he rolled a 15, so he's clean.
Yeah, you're clean.
Just wait until fucking
That 00 comes up.
just wait till Arvik gets into combat. He gets +10 to his weapon skill.
All right. So, do you guys want me to re-roll for that fucking damage then?
No,
No, you
if
did
you-
great.
If you would, please. The escorts actually have a full wound complement.
All right. I'll roll full damage now.
Well, I mean, he already rolled for damage. He got a 17.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So, that full attack, that was a full action, right?
No,
No, it's a half action snap a pistol shot.
because he did like a single shot and he didn't aim. So you could take another shot if you want. And just shoot at the horde.
Well, what
Oh no,
happens,
you can only ever make one attack. You can only ever make one attack in a turn.
what happens to the escort?
What was the damage inflicted on him?
17.
That's it. 17.
17.
9 + 8.
And the penetration of a plasma gun is more than sufficient. Okay.
Yeah. No, it
As
is.
his-
It is.
As his companion is catapulted across the floor by the impact of the bolt round, the other hybrid snaps at the elderly archivist. Snaps, go! As he turns to raise his las weapon, however, an incandescent bolt of plasma fire blows clear through his carapace armor, boiling his flesh to gas across most of his torso. The air in his lungs erupts from his mouth in a scream, not because he screamed, but because it is superheated and exploded out through his throat. The flash of brilliant plasma energy between the cracks in his armor is burned almost into your retinas as most of him is flash vaporized. The remains clatter to the floor.
That's a nice shot if I do indeed say so myself.
All right.
Half action left, right?
By the way,
They're
if you want me to tone down these descriptions, please tell me. I can just make
No,
it
no,
quick
they're
and-
good. They're good.
No.
Keep them coming.
I like it when my kills are nice and detailed.
You made me skin a man.
And you said you were moving forward, didn't you, Rohan?
Yeah. There's some cover ahead of us. There should be, right?
Not necessary.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't like to be in fire.
Well, there's still Theros and Fontis there. They're probably going to destroy the magnitude 15 horde there. You know, that little tiny group over there. Mad at you.
If you're playing only war against a magnitude 15 horde, it would not be tiny. The Imperial Guard role-playing game is considerably different in tone and survivability.
Well, magnitude,
Yeah, I know, right?
magnitude pretty much multiplies on your wounds, so as long as they don't get to attack, we're fine. But the second a horde starts to attack, of anything that has... If the horde has magnitude 20 when it lands an attack on you, that's dangerous ground. That's almost death. So let's just keep this horde numbers down.
Well, the way it works is they do the damage of the primary weapon that the majority of the horde are using, and they add a d10 of damage for every 10 magnitude, up to a maximum of plus 2d10. And the bigger the horde is, the more attacks it can make as well, like separate attacks on different marines.
So 15 can still fuck us up a little. Well, quite a
Yeah.
lot.
The damage of these
That'll be
las
fine.
weapons is d10 plus 3, but it's penetration. This is a local variant. It's penetration 6.
What? Holy shit!
Not quite up to the level of a true hotshot lasgun as deployed by the Tempestus Militarum, but still enough to threaten power armor on a direct hit.
Whoa! A regular lasgun has 0 penetration.
Yeah, as I said, these are Hellgun variants. However, the Baroque and archaic technology they're based on, they don't have reliable like most hotshot lasguns don't, and they have the overheat rule.
Oh,
where
okay.
They basically jam on a 91 to 100 on the attack roll. But the House Guard uses them part out of tradition and part because it'll punch through most personal armor available on Octavian 4.
So is there any cover nearby, Juicer?
Oh, plenty. With a half action, you can make light cover quite easily. There's nothing in here which would be cast as heavy cover except for the larger statues.
You mean the heretic statue?
That itself would count as heavy armor, yes. But that's behind the lectern.
Okay, so I'll use the remaining of my turn just to go into some light cover.
Roger. Who's next?
Hello, and Saint.
Yeah.
And we both have an 8.
Done first.
I'll let you go first, Hubble,
Okay.
because you seem to be getting bad initiative rolls, so I'll let you have some damage. Go crazy. Don't go too crazy.
Go nuts.
Go a little crazy.
Is this
Don't
flesh
keep your
Clara?
thirst.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go too crazy.
I purposely also made my fellowship just high enough that I'll pass most normal tests.
The thing is, to your enhanced Astarte senses, and you can all smell this, when the first escort is blown apart by the bolt shell, you can all smell the blood splattered across the floor.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
Wonderful. Also, the plasma pistol does have burst fire.
All right, I'm going to use my precision bolter.
Okay. And are you attacking the Horde or the Elderly Archivist?
Guess the Horde, because I don't want to blow the elderly archivist to pieces.
Make your attack. Incidentally, bolters are actually more effective than a standard weapon against Hordes, as they have the explosive trait. They actually deal 1 additional magnitude.
Alright.
Yep, that passes. That just passes.
You did
That's it.
39.
Well, don't forget, Horde magnitude of this size. Oh no, there's actually no to hit bonus. It's too small.
Oath of Knowledge, plus 10.
Of course, that as well. Oath of Knowledge, I picture. If you've ever seen has anybody seen the film Priest?
Actually, yeah.
Incidentally, I really like Priest.
It's
Judge
good.
me on that if you will.
What about
Yeah.
Equilibrium?
Or Equilibrium. It's a similar style. It's actually a similar style film. And there's a bit in Priest where he's teaching the guy with the gun with him, the gun hand with him, how vampires move, and he says something about the internal weight distribution of a vampire pulls them to the left when they jump. So he teaches him how to anticipate when a vampire jumps, how it won't land where he thinks it'll land, it'll actually pull to the left. I picture Oath of Knowledge as being similar kind of like, almost psychological and physiological understanding of how your foes will react on a kind of instinctive level.
The benefits of having a witchkin, eh?
Do you
Just fucking with their
remember the fight scene
whatever.
in Equilibrium where they're in the room, the lights go out,
The gun
Yeah.
cap.
guns going off? Yeah, and there's a monologue there where he's basically talking about kind of the same thing. He's talking to himself about the positions he needs to stand in.
Yeah.
The
That's what I
science
picked.
behind.
That's what I picture for the Oath of Knowledge and how you're working with these hybrids. You're not seeing the human soldier with the training. Your hypno training It's almost like you know how they think as corrupted by the alien. You know where their instincts will take them, and that's why you're so devastatingly effective against them. Sorry for that side thing.
9 points of damage, pen 4.
9 points of damage, pen 4. Yes, that's actually no, that's not enough to. Oh yes, wait, it is enough to wound. Sorry, that's not enough to kill outright. So how many shots did you fire on?
How many do I get with a full action?
Oh no, you only barely passed, didn't you?
Yep.
And
So was
it a full auto burst?
No, I didn't specify, so I'm not going to go ahead and take that.
So that's 1 hit plus 1 for the explosive trait of the bolter. Right.
Has another whole half action.
Yep, has another whole half action, but the percussive thump of your bolter is answered by a death scream as one hybrid's arm is blown clear from his body and sent pinwheeling across the floor. He collapses like a wet sack of fungus culture. To the horror of his companions, though, for a few brief moments, he's actually still alive.
Beautiful.
But there's not enough. Well, he bleeds out very, very quickly, but it's not an instant kill. Hey, I'm still embellishing these descriptions. Tell me if you want to dial it back.
You only get 1 attack, by the way, Havel.
Okay. I guess I'll start moving forward.
Wait.
Okay. You can take cover with a half action. Remember.
Why does he only get 1 attack again?
You only get 1 attack action on your turn, regardless of the form it takes. If you want to fire multiple shots or take out multiple enemies, you fire semi-auto or full auto bursts and hope for a good degree of success on your roll. And that represents snapping off like bursts or using a bolt pistol to kill 2 separate people by assigning shots between them. But you only take 1 attack action on your turn, if you know what I mean. That action can encompass multiple shots.
Gotcha.
And since there's so many different psychic abilities, can you do an attack psychic ability and then do a melee attack, for example?
No, you are limited to 1 psychic power around.
Ooh! Okay.
But I can move forward with a half action, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to move forward.
It's like 4 meters.
That's fine.
See, my half
Depending on your
movement.
agility.
My half movement is 6.
My agility is +5, I think.
Then it's 5 meters.
So I set off directly behind Ice. I've got a half movement of 6. And as he squeezes off a shot, I'm going to try and move around his side and do Avenger again. It's range of 30 meters, so I'll be within range after taking the half move.
Yeah.
I will do my D100. I rolled a 4 of a D100.
Good lord.
Hooray!
You are not the flash gate this round, Theros.
Not this round. A man can
I still remember playing Dark Heresy, and the psyker of the party at the end of an extended fight, at the end of a pre-written adventure, basically wanted to stop one of the team bleeding and just restore some of their wounds. It was a very minor power. He gave the entire inquisitorial party a glimpse at the heart of the warp. It said in the rulebook.
Well, that wasn't me pushing it though. So
space. So that minor attempt to heal someone gave the entire party a considerable number of insanity points.
see, I'm not pushing it though. I'm doing fine. I'm just taking the normal psychic ability, so I'm not going to encourage any perils with this. It's my safe way of doing it, I guess. Now this special ability is a challenging +0 agility test, and a failure is at 1d10 +4. Now against the horde, my standard damage is 1d5 +8.
Oh wow, they're fucked.
with a pen of 6. So my 1d5
I think I need
is,
to. I think I need to change dice roll now.
my d5 roll is a 3, I believe. Rolled a d10 and got 5, so d5 would
Yes,
be
that's
3.
okay.
And it's plus 8, so that's again 11.
My God. Okay, so there's 2 left.
Damn it! I can't even charge this.
So so they went from a magnitude of 15 down to a magnitude of 2.
The flames consume the living, consume the flesh of the living, and the dusty remnants of aeons past alike. The fury of the chapter makes no distinction, and ancient artifacts, perhaps beyond price and Throne-Gelt in their own way, burn as easily as the flesh of the debased, gene-corrupted does. The old archivist screams in horror as a good portion of this grand hall's inventory erupts into a conflagration beneath the psychic might of Librarian Theros.
That wasn't the horde, keeping in mind. The old man should still be alive, brothers. Push on ahead and make sure he doesn't get away.
Who's next? The Horde. Well,
Wait, is it
They
the horde?
met.
I thought it was our religion. Oh no, it is the horde.
well, they nearly made it. They automatically break.
Damn.
Just shy of killing us.
You got a jump pack. You can just land in front of the old guy and make sure he doesn't get away. That was your job, anyway.
Yeah. You can outpace the crippled man.
Well, better than
The
letting
horde
him
is
getting
broken.
away, Arvek.
The Horde is broken, but they attempt to put up some desperate final defiance. Arvek, as you basically boost through the flames, one of the remaining hybrids, with a scream which doesn't sound right coming from a human throat, it's too high-pitched and furious, draws her combat knife and lunges at you.
Carry that shit. Do
Can I
it
carry
right
it?
now.
No, this is your chance to do something cool. This can be entirely cinematic. You don't have to roll.
Slap that bitch.
This is a chance for you to exercise some of your storytelling capabilities. How do you take her out?
She's mutated, correct?
Yes, she's a hybrid.
And I should cut her head off.
You actually see that she has a third arm protruding from below her 2 main arms on her ribs. It isn't covered by her armor, and it's a sinewy, slightly almost fetal-looking limb, but it ends in a wicked hooked bone blade.
Can I bash her to the ground with my axe and then, or I shall bash her to the ground with my axe and then use a bit of my flamer to burn her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the floor, man.
On the
Do
ground.
what you want.
The impact of the pommel of your power axe on her armor actually breaks several of her bones with a loud crunch. The air is blasted from her lungs as she collapses to the floor. The last thing she sees is the igniter of your flamer flare in her vision, and then everything goes white as you burn her from existence.
Hey, I'll be right back. You guys continue.
This genetic corruption will not stand. We shall burn them out. Let this soldier be an example.
Very nice, man.
I believe, is the horde all sorted now, or is there still 2 left?
Utterly destroyed.
Not just the old man, the greatest
The
enemy.
old man is still scrambling towards the grand doors at the far end of this reliquary hall, and as he does so, the doors open, and you catch a flash of gold as the thing he's scrambling towards strides into the floor with a thump of heavy hydraulics. Do you remember during the briefing you were informed that the house had several what are known as Gulgrex or battle automata, effectively.
Oh,
Battle
Yes.
services.
shit.
This is one of them. This particular model appears to have been some kind of guard unit for the archive. On one of its arms, it bears a twin-barreled heavy stubber hung with prayer scrolls and an ancient, faded and chemical-corroded banner. Its other is... It terminates in 3 twitching, segmented, prehensile metal tentacles, almost like the tentacles of some deep-sea creature. Each one is about 6 feet long and moves independently, wickedly serrated along their inner edges.
How far away is this thing?
This thing is about, when it enters, you've covered about, call it 20 meters for the whole scene. This thing is about, again, 30 meters beyond the lectern, so you're about 40 meters from it at the moment.
And the old man is 10 meters away from it already.
No, he's 20 meters away from it.
Okay, so how close is he to us?
20 meters.
I'm gonna blow up his fucking legs when it gets to my turn. Zaros is gritting his
He's
teeth.
gonna bleed out if you do that.
Zaros is gritting his teeth at the fucking sight of prayer scrolls on this abomination and fucking fury flaring through his chest for a split second.
Are we rerolling initiative, or are we keeping the current ones we have?
You still AFK, Hojo?
That would be a yes.
We'll take a small, kind of small fuck about here for a little bit as we wait for Hojo to come back. Maybe think about what the fuck we're gonna do. But it's a valid question. Will we be re-rolling for initiative on this account, or keeping the same initiative?
Keep the same initiative.
Because I haven't forgotten about that fucking statue, and Chaplain's Chaplain still hasn't had an attack yet, so he can still do something in that regard. Then
I want that statue gun as well.
you're coming through pretty quietly.
I want that statue gun as well. So if I still can have my turn.
We'll wait for everybody to get back before we go on. Let me roll initiative for the automata.
Are we resetting the order then? So we gonna be starting with Hochi again and then going through, or are we
You can re-roll if you can re-roll initiative if you wish.
Well,
I'm up for doing whatever you. In this case, we can go either way. If you guys would prefer simplicity, we can keep the initiative order. If you would prefer a more dynamic and randomized order, then we can re-roll.
I would say rerolling is probably good. However, since Chaplain never got to attack in that last bout of combat, do you think he could squeeze anything off or do anything? Because he hasn't even moved yet. Would he get some kind of, maybe even a bonus to initiative if we reroll again? Use it.
Sorry, just sorting out the rolls here, man.
Oh.
Yeah, if you guys agree, he can take his action first. That's a very sort of diplomatic and democratic way of approaching it. I approve.
That makes sense. I mean, he hasn't even moved his character yet, and we've all moved our characters.
He does have a multi-melt.
So I guess everyone else roll your initiative apart from Arlod. No.
Damn.
Hooray for initiative!
Crack grenades are anti-armor, correct?
Yes, they're designed to punch through a heavy vehicle and automata armor.
This is heavily armored, correct?
We're still waiting for everyone to roll their initiative. It's only me and Ice that's rolled so far.
I find there's a somewhat bitter irony in the fact that this thing, which does not have a high agility bonus, as you might well expect, actually has rolled better than any of the hordes with a higher agility so far.
Huh.
What does it have?
It has a flat agility of 30.
I'm talking about it. What's its initiative? Shit! It goes fast! It goes first. Before me, at least. This sucks.
Rojas, you with it?
I feel like once we actually start getting hit, we're just gonna, like, die.
Not in my experience in this game. Astartes are very hard to put down.
What is the thing we're fighting against called again?
A Goldrex or a battle automata, or specifically a battle servitor. It is controlled by an array of 6 mind-wiped and repurposed brains held deep within its corroded, gold-reflective armoured carapace. It looks... Has anybody seen the 30k... the Adeptus Mechanicus Battle Walkers? I forgot what they're called now. It looks like the bastard son of one of those in a Mars pattern dreadnought, but run through a kind of... almost like a carnival kind of aesthetic. It's almost a showpiece as much as a clanking mechanical horror. Because even in their war machines, the Borellus aristocracy seem to favour artistry. However, you are aware of the tactical capabilities of these things. They are no match, although they are highly dangerous, they would be no match for a true dreadnought. They're simply not of the same kind of level.
Hey, Saint. Would you happen to want to become a dreadnought anytime soon?
Please don't encourage the librarian to become a librarian dreadnought.
Why would you wish death on our librarian?
Well, it's not death. It's almost death.
Because he's witchkin. Your words.
Sure he is, but Red Scorpions also have their librarians.
I shall not be a dreadnought. I will die first.
If the chapter demands your service, death is not an option.
Can I roll a lore to see a tech lore on this thing?
What are you hoping to find out?
Any weaknesses or anything like that?
Yes, absolutely. Give me a tech use test.
This is free, right?
Yes, it's reactive.
Apple doesn't know what we know. You told us last time this thing has 9 brains or something.
Yeah.
6.
I got a 15.
Okay. You, as a member of the Tech Priesthood and a study of Deathwatch lore, you are familiar with the systems which drive the Goldrex Ore, and you know that this is a multi-role model. It's equipped for both close and long-range combat, and from the particular patterning of its servo hydraulics and its armor plating, you know that it is a particularly old variant with a vulnerable... there's actually a flaw in the armor protection surrounding the life support system for the brain array. You can target this with a -20 penalty to your ranged attack, and if you succeed, you will do additional damage to the automata.
Oh shit. I'm back, where are we?
That extra damage, by the way, doesn't literally mean you hit harder with the weapon, because the damage also represents like life support failure.
Let her miss.
I've forgotten the name.
You said it looks like one of the Mechanicus battle servitors, basically.
It looks like a more baroque version of one of those, mated with the kind of heavy chassis of a Mars pattern dreadnought, as in short, stumpy legs, massive thick armored carapace. It's not
I mean,
quite the same shape, though.
Hojo and Rojas.
Aim for the silver faceplate around its sensor array. That's where the life support is, brothers.
Yeah, but
Hojo,
where-
roll initiative.
The actual faceplate, by the way, I forget the name of the masks. I can't remember what they are. They're like plain white masks with eye holes that's typically worn at like Mardi Gras? It's like Renaissance masks. Do you know the ones I mean? Like Harlequin masks.
yeah.
It's
Venice.
a Venice. Is it the Venice style masks? Yes, one of those. There's
What
one of
happened
those.
between this and the old man from before?
Somebody bring Radagast up to speed, but its sensor array is concealed by sort of a slightly fancy version of a Venice mask, which looks deceptively mild compared to the clanking mechanical tentacled horror it's attached to.
Okay, now Hojo, you remember when the briefing there was a battle on Tobaton we were
Yes.
warned about? This is one of them. The old man is between us and it. It came through the doors. You and Rojas need to both roll initiative. Rojas, are you with us?
Still here.
Okay, roll initiative. And Hojo too.
Ah,
In the interlude between you guys coming back, I rolled a tech use to find out if it had any weaknesses, and I can tell you that the life support is close to the face mask, which has a flaw in it, which makes it more vulnerable. But also, it's harder to hit.
I got unlucky this roll.
don't forget to add your.
How does the Marine have an initiative of 1 without having all of his limbs removed?
Yeah, you got to add your base initiative. So your base agility rather on top of that. So that'll be like 6.
Damn it, did somebody take their eyes off the flesh terror for a moment?
No? Yes?
There.
What do you mean? Never had legs.
Which is your agility just 40 or something?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
So now my initiative stands from last time, so I...
Yeah, you're still going first, Chaplain, because you never got to go last time. So you're technically have a higher initiative roll than Hojo. So let's say you have 18 initiative.
Damn. The radical numbers.
Dude, I can't even get that initiative. Like, the maximum possible.
Let's say he's drawn 17. So he's going first because you go last time.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. It's a lot of initiative.
Yeah. That's paranoia for you. Enlightening fast power armor history.
So now that
Natural
everyone's
tip.
back,
Sorry.
who is
How
first?
far was this automaton from us?
40 meters. By the way, guys, this is actually, if you imagine that it's more gold and more baroque with a Venice mask, here's actually something from old 80s/90s cinema, which would be moderately close.
That's from Robocop 2, right?
We're fucked. We don't have Robocop.
Pretty sure it's the second Robocop.
Alright. Arvek, you're the closest because you have a jump pack. I'm sorry.
You want me to jump at it?
I can aim for its head.
Well, it's Chaplain first.
One shot. Yeah, Chaplain.
I don't got no power fist or like a thunder hammer. I got a power axe. Fucking
That's
ninja.
enough.
It's got a
Chaplain,
good pen.
Brother Aralid, you must act.
Yes!
Melts, man.
Again,
God.
A1.
God damn. Please
Rest
be a
of
full
you.
auto.
It's my multi-melter.
God damn it.
What range did you say the multi was? 60, yeah. So you rolled a 1 of a D100.
1%.
Holy shit.
It's my fifth.
Wait,
one.
hold on a minute. So basically, the tech marine says, "Brothers, the weak point is behind the mask, where the life support lies." And the immediate response of the Devastator with the multi-melter is to snap off a shot straight into its face.
Yeah, kind of like...
Fucking epic. Yeah, because 1%, you reverse the numbers to find the hit location. A 10. 1 to 10 is the head.
Alright. Melts his face off.
There's almost a There's almost an insane efficiency to that whole thing.
More like an insane efficiency to all our rolls so far.
Not
Hey,
all of them.
I'm trusting you guys to be using the dice roller. You know, I trust my players. This might be a mistake, but I trust my players.
You wanna?
Oh no, we are.
Oh no, yeah. Think about it. I can see the dice rolls, and I want us to lose people, so I won't die. So I would tell you if you
You're
didn't
gonna be-
roll a 1.
Just, just because you said that, Saint, you're gonna be the Dreadnought first.
Hey, if I die,
I second that.
if I die, I'm gonna go out in a massive fucking glory. You're not gonna be able to
You
retrieve my
no,
body
you
alive.
can't determine
You
that.
say that now, and then you're just gonna get killed by that one lucky Gene Stealer.
Ah. We shall see. We shall see.
You're gonna die like a bitch.
We shall see. That your squad captain died?
The living errata rules, right?
Far
For
from the codexes.
Hey, you never know, man. It's those Gene Stealer snipers.
The only honor of death is a death against orcs.
Gene Stealer snipers that use stalker bullets with red
Wait a minute.
scorpion inscriptions.
The terrifying thing is if you'd made a cold shot to that weak spot with the multi-melter, it would still have hit with that roll. You will have to say if you're taking that cold shot, though, guys.
I mean, I'm looking at those.
the living errata rules for the damage, right?
Sorry.
See that? What? We have lost Chaplain.
The fuck?
Oh, you lost someone.
Yeah, Chaplain. He left. Just
Yeah, no, he left. He's even out of the roll 22.
Yeah, he'll be disconnected some kind. He'll come back out.
Who's disconnected?
Chaplain.
Got you.
Yeah, Chaplain. I swear that Brazilian internet, man.
Brazilian? He's
Damn
like,
it, just as he hit with his multi-melter.
he's like
I'm pretty sure he's Brazilian, eh?
no, he's in like Belgium or something. He's close. He's near North Europe.
he's back.
But say,
Or he's back online in Discord because he like fully left Discord. I think something crashed.
Yeah, it was been in a crap.
Valhammer's playing Farm Manager 2018. Get a real farm.
Hey, using my cell phone at the moment. My cat just shut down my computer.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Purge it.
I'll be right back.
Take out the trebuchet, brother, and launch it by the tail. So I'm taking
It's not the first time that's happened, actually.
I'm taking it you're currently booting back up your computer.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just chill it out. Imagine you won't be long, and then you'll have to do your damage roll. What's going? Juicer, talk us through a little bit. What's going to happen with this this melter?
Basically, you roll your damage against the machine. Since Chaplain didn't make a cold shot to the weak spot, he just rolls his weapon's damage. This thing is just like you. It's a character in air quotes. So you take its penetration off its armor value, and then you deal damage directly versus its toughness and wounds.
And it's the living errata rules for damage. I mean, stats for damage. So it's
Oh, you
2d10.
want them? Let me grab those two.
2d10 plus 16 damage.
And what's the penetration?
I have to open the book again.
I got you, fam. I think.
$12.
God damn it.
Wait, what the hell is he hitting him with?
Multi.
Oh yeah.
So you rolled a 12, yeah?
The pen is 12. I rolled a 10.
And he has a pen of 12. Say goodbye to your fucking head.
My dice rolls were 10 and 7, plus 16, and the pen is 12.
Can you make a ballistic skill test, please?
Again?
Again.
Alright.
Another one.
Do it. Get
This
it
comes,
zero.
if this comes to a 1 again.
Comes to the one again, he also burns down the sculpture.
Aw.
Oh wait, what's your ballistic skill?
Skill is 45, no, 46.
Okay.
You get a plus
Yeah.
10 from the Oath of the Knowledge, so it's
1 degree of success?
2.
He rolled and succeeded again.
He did, yeah.
Okay, because that was for a critical hit, he rolled a 10 on one of his damage dice. Can you roll and add another d10 of damage, please, Chaplain?
1d10.
How many wounds does this thing have?
This thing has 35 wounds, 20
Five.
points of armor, and a toughness of 12.
Roll the 5.
Okay, so 15, 22, 32, 38 damage with a pen of 12. So effectively a total damage of 50 versus 55, 67. Okay, it's got 17 wounds left.
Microwave brain.
Right. As the thing lumbers clanking into the chamber, and I can't. And Fontis coldly outlines its weakness. Chaplain, your multi-melter shot is almost divinely ordained in how precise it is. The mask on the front of it sags into like a hideous, eyeless mockery of what it once was, as most of the head basically is superheated to a glowing molten mass. The actual blast cooks the flagstones around the mechanical beast. It blows the air from the old hybrid's lungs. And its lumbering advance suddenly turns into a backward stagger as the sheer force of the thermal blast blows it back several steps. It's still upright, but you can see it is massively damaged.
That looks like her.
How many wounds does it have currently?
It had 35, it now has 17.
Not bad.
And 40 meters away, did you say?
Uh-huh.
Radagast.
Ah! I am switching to Kraken rounds.
Armor crackers.
Doing the thing I did before. Well, actually, fuck all that. I do
Aim
a
jump
full auto
first.
burst. Oh, semi-auto burst.
That's the cripple man.
I got a what?
Are you making a cold shot to its life support system?
No.
Watch out for the dude. We need to interrogate.
He's not going anywhere.
He's between us and that thing.
He's actually cowering on the floor with his hands over his head.
Excellent.
well,
At least we
shit.
won't accidentally kill him.
Yeah,
Shoots
No
his
frag.
heads off.
that might kill him too. The shock.
It's not like he's at the thing's feet. You're fine.
I could just boop him.
And even if he were, would you be bothered? Your orders here are clear.
It's winter. It's not like Hannibal's coming over the Alps.
There are no innocents in this spire, and none are
You
to be
want to
spared.
question?
I want to throw a grenade, but I'm gonna do a semi-auto burst anyway.
Do it.
Stop it.
Plus 10 to hit the gold bricks, by
Plus
the
10
way.
to hit.
Yeah, plus 10 to hit from its size.
Plus 10 for knowledge.
Plus 10 for semi-auto.
Actually, you don't get the +10 for knowledge because it doesn't count as a gene stealer.
So overall, still.
No, knowledge is the squad ability.
Yeah. It's the one where you pick an enemy type to gain the bonus to melee and range weapons test against. But this, you chose Gene Stealer. These things are not Gene Stealer.
Oh,
But it's so big that you effectively get the same bonus anyway.
oh excellent.
Rolling against the 77.
45.
Got a 45.
That's 2 hits. All the
Cover
damage for
45, 1, 2, 6, 8.
Cracking rounds give me a penetration of 8.
Ouch.
On the living errata bolster of 1d10 plus 9.
It has 15 points of armor and a toughness of 12.
Alright. Rolled a 10. So that's 19.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Don't tell me there's another critical hit in the offing.
Almost 2.
Roll to confirm.
I'm rolling.
Ballistic skill again.
15.
Damn!
Add another d10 of damage, please.
7.
17 plus 9 is 26.
No. 7. Wait, what? 17 plus 9.
That's the damage your bolt round does for the critical hit,
Okay.
with a penetration of 8. Okay, so
Okay.
15 points of armor, it's got 7 armor, so it's got its damage reduction against the shot is 19, and you did how much damage?
Well, originally I did 19 plus the critical.
7 is 26.
Okay.
Yeah, and its damage reduction against this attack is 7 plus 19. So you've actually done another 7 wounds to it through its heavy Garibus. It's got 10 wounds left. That shot actually blows something open in the life support system, and amniotic life support fluid, sort of an artificial version of the stuff you might find in a womb, begins spraying in a superheated cloud from the crack in its carapace. It begins to swing its arms wildly. The array of 6 brains within the carapace obviously are receiving signals that severe damage has been sustained.
And that's just the first shot, no?
Second shot, please.
Alright.
I swear to God, if this is a third critical hit, I'm just going to go and pour myself a drink.
Make sure it's strong.
Okay, don't pour yourself a drink. Roll the 5.
Okay,
Plus
so
9,
5, 14, with a pen
Penetration
of
8.
penetration of 8. No, that one actually ricochets off the armor.
Cool.
So no damage from the second shot. The first shot is a solid blow. Who's next?
It'd be Fontus.
Fontis, your action.
Wait, how far away is this thing?
40 meters. Mentally, you can almost picture the damage being sustained on its internal systems. Your superhuman knowledge of its capabilities playing out in front of you, almost like a sequence of expected events. In fact, you're pretty certain you can guess the next 3 stages of this failure, of the cascade failure of its life support system. Has a bit of flavour. What's your action, man?
You could, with accurate weapons, you can call shots, right?
All weapons. But you get a malice to your actual skill.
I don't know if I'm good enough to take that. I'll just I'll take a burst. Hit it.
Okay. By the way, to give you an idea of the sort of augmentation that the Mechanicus perform, here's some flavor images.
I know this image.
It's a Thalax.
This is one of the things we're against.
No, but it's the same kind. It's although they don't have skulls, they're just disembodied brains, effectively. It's the same style of augmentation. That it's an image for flavor, basically.
Alright, the first one.
So Havel has rolled a 59.
And my skill is only 40.
50 with its size bonus.
Oh. Well, still. Still 9 points too many.
Is that you missed all your shots or just one?
That's just one. Burst is 2, right?
Yeah. So that just means that for every degree of success, or at least in the case of the semi-auto, every 2 degrees of success you get an extra attack. Up to the full burst.
Oh, there we go. So that's 3 degrees of success?
Okay, so that's what,
Two.
two hits? 3 hits?
What?
It's 40, so and I roll a 14, so that's
Okay,
Right.
and what are you firing?
Oh, I think there might be a little bit.
precision boulder.
Oh, right, so yeah, it's a single shot.
Wait, just to make sure, is that two rolls for those 2 shots, or is the 2 shots dictated by degrees?
Two shots are determined by the degrees of success.
I see. So that would just be the first roll, Havel. If that makes sense.
Alright, so I don't get the second shot then.
No.
So
You only roll 1 attack, and if you get more degrees of success, more shots hit.
yeah.
So we need to roll 2 times for damage, just 1 time to hit.
So your attack roll was a 14, yeah?
No. If it's off the first one, then I miss completely.
Okay. Well, it's cinematically, it's not a miss. They just ricochet off the armor. The thing is too big to miss, effectively. But because you rolled a miss, in brackets, we just describe it as basically ricocheting off its carapace. If you follow. Silence.
In that case, is that is this a burst of full action or is it half action?
Is it a semi-auto burst? Or a full auto burst?
Depending on which rules you use, most weapons can't use the full auto burst.
No, actually, under the errata, the Astartes ones only have semi-auto burst, so that was a half action.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Half action.
Single shot is half action, burst is half action, full auto is full action.
Oh boy. Now to look at these rules again. Again.
Havel, you there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move forward 4 meters then, I guess.
Okay, so you laying down fire on the automata, you advance. The shots skitter and explode off its armored carapace. They don't appear to slow it down, but it does look quite impressive. Oh, by the way, Hoja, some advice. Don't try to square rules between the different games of the Final Fantasy 40k role-playing game lines. You'll only give yourself a brain hemorrhage.
I'm already sick. I can only die next.
Okay, so who's next?
It would be the automaton.
Automata. The automata, blinded by the blast from the blinded by the blast from the multi-melter, and having sustained serious damage to its life support system, is in almost like a semi-berserk state. And it swings its heavy stubber in a wide arc. The percussive thunder of the twin barrels deafening in the space of the hall, drowning out the terrified screams of the hybrid archivist between caught in the middle of this this exchange of fire. It's doing a full auto burst.
Duck and cover.
It rears its ugly head, brother.
With pleasure.
Alright.
And where is this thing attacking? Who? Anyone in particular?
It actually, depending on what it rolls, it distributes the shots between targets.
Dodge that shit, motherfucker.
Oh, hell.
Can you parry bullets?
No. You're a madman.
Fuck. Its ballistic skill with its sensor array and targeting cogitator is 40. Full auto burst is plus 20, giving it a 60. Its twin heavy stubber has a rate of fire of 5. 5 hits.
Oh, God.
This is when bodies start dropping.
Okay, and I think for simplicity and for style, as it rakes its fire in a wide arc, is going to put one attack on... How many Marines do we have?
6.
6. Right, okay. Everybody roll a d10. Whoever rolls highest is spared the burst.
Oh, fuck.
God damn it!
Oh, yeah.
We're still
We're in
missing.
this-
We're not all throwing you. Who are we missing? We're missing... Havel.
We're rolling initiative again? What?
Just roll 1d10 for who doesn't get shot.
Oh, fuck. It's gonna be me.
Do it.
Oh my god! Oh. He's like, nope.
So Havel gets missed.
Havel is missed.
I know how its aiming cogitators work.
Yeah, okay.
And the rest of us getting one shot each. What's the damage on a heavy fucking stubber? I know that
Oh, wait.
fucking tight. I know that some knights have that shit.
It's 1d10 plus 5, penetration 4.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, heavy stubbers
Yeah,
are
they're
like tertiary weapons.
They're anti-infantry weapons.
We are definitely infantry.
Yeah, but you're not light infantry.
No.
The burden dreadnought would be armed with heavy stubbers.
Do we not get an armor?
Yep, add your armor to your toughness bonus and take it off the damage inflicted.
This is strength, correct?
Oh, and reduce your armor by 4 against the damage as well.
When you say your armor,
You have 8 points of armor across, basically, your armor suits.
yes, I have.
Mark 7 has 8 on every location, I believe.
I'm using an Aaron.
Aaron, Mark
Aaron's
5?
just the same except for the body, which has 11. Everywhere else is 8. Since it
Yeah,
rolled
so
a
8 and
15, it hits our right arm, that's 8.
Okay.
But on a full auto burst against multiple targets, you just count the hits against the torso. Because otherwise, if you roll for a location, you'll be here for hours.
Okay, so let me get this straight. 11 damage, minus the toughness bonus, minus the armor.
Yes, but your armor is reduced by 4 for the penetration of the stubber.
Okay. And that's like permanent damage to the armor.
No, it's temporary. It's for that attack only. However, if an attack does sufficient damage, like to blow through the armor by an order of magnitude, there is, I believe, an optional rule to actually permanently damage the armor.
Well, that's what the repair cement is for. I imagine.
Yeah, if an attack actually goes through your 8 points of armor, your armor is considered to have been breached. Then your toughness takes it. It's a much for muchness, actually. Marine armor is surprisingly easy to breach if you follow the exact rules, which would have been interesting in the Sea of Flogis.
So just for reference, guys, that's the power armor.
You're taking this to the chest then, correct?
You are, but you reduce your armor by 4.
There you go. 9 to the chest then.
So luckily,
Fontis was spared the hit, wasn't he?
I was.
I believe I take no damage from that.
How do I roll for toughness and armor? I haven't done this.
Toughness is your strength bonus, and then armor is whatever armor you're using.
Wait, toughness is your strength bonus. I thought it was your toughness bonus.
Yeah, I thought your toughness bonus was your strength bonus.
No, your
Oh,
toughness
I
bonus
don't
is
have
your...
a toughness bonus.
Well, you do have a toughness bonus. What's your toughness stat?
Oh, yeah,
Toughness
you
is
do.
43.
I'm stupid.
Yeah, so then your toughness bonus is 4.
Oh, okay. So roll which die?
We're not rolling.
We've already taken damage. Add your toughness bonus with your body armor rating, and you reduce the damage by that.
And your armor rating, the different armor types are I posted in the Deathwatch chat.
Most likely,
Which
you
I'm
have...
wearing Mark 7. Because
The fuck?
So then you're taking it to the torso, but you're taking 4 off your damage, so you're taking 10 minus 4, so you're taking 6 plus your toughness bonus of 4.
so 10 damage sustained.
Just to prove to you that that was literally just 11s and 14s, here's the complete roll stack.
Wait, so
Cool.
you're Sebastian, right? So you got 14 damage, and it's so you took 4 damage.
4 damage.
Yeah, if your chest is 10 armor, you minus 4 from that, so it's 6. Plus your toughness bonus, which brings that 6 back up to 10, and it done 14 damage. So you take away 10
As a
from
marine,
that.
as a Deathwatch marine, remember, double your toughness bonus.
Oh,
Wait.
Also,
Oh, they're not going to take any damage.
yeah. None of
Also-
us are going to take any damage at all from that. Then.
all Space Marines have a ×2 multiplier for their strength and toughness bonus.
Oh, shit.
My toughness is almost enough to tank that. So
Yeah,
I'm good.
my toughness. Wait, where's my attack? I don't have a win.
Don't you?
Oh,
Sebastian.
Theros is 14.
Theros, yeah.
Yeah, so I passed. I think I took 3 damage from that before you said double. So now you said double, I take no damage from it. I shrugged that shit off.
Yeah, then I should take no damage either, correct?
Same. No
If you
damage.
look under the rules, Marines have unnatural strength and unnatural toughness ×2. What that means is the first number of your toughness bonus and your strength bonus is double what it is.
Hold on. Go back to the damage reduction. Use numbers here. Like
Okay.
Sebastian. He has
Sebastian,
14 damage.
he's taken 14 damage with a penetration of 4. Yeah? So his
Okay.
armor is reduced by 4 points. Penetration never works against toughness. Toughness is better than armor in this system. Because very, very few things reduce toughness. Whereas armor is reduced by penetration.
Okay.
So, Sebastian's armor on the chest is it 11, Sebastian?
10.
10. 10 is reduced by 4, so it becomes 6. He then takes that 6 and he adds it to his toughness bonus. What's your toughness, Sebastian?
Rojas.
So, sorry?
What's Sebastian's toughness?
Toughness is 43.
Okay. Now, ordinarily, you'd add that 6 armor to 4 toughness to get a 10.
Right.
However, Marines double their toughness bonus number, the first number in their toughness. So your 4 is effectively an 8. Not for the
Plus
purpose
6.
of rolling, but for the purpose of reducing damage. You add that to 6 to get 14. So it inflicts 14 damage total, and you reduce the damage it inflicts by 14. So you take no damage. It punches your armor, but it doesn't actually injure you. beyond like a cosmetic scar and some blood.
Are we goddamn invincible? Who rolls next?
Marines in the role-playing game are statted as they are in the fluff, not the tabletop. Tabletop is designed to be quick and brutal. The fluff, the actual setting, Marines are a lot more hardcore.
In that case, it's between Ice and myself to go first.
I'm still rolling damage for this thing, though, because
really?
if it rolls a 10, it has a chance to go critical. However, all it did was roll 5s and 9s. That was it.
So how many attacks does it get against us? Because that's 5 hits it got on us there.
That's it. That's its attack. It swings its twin-linked heavy stubber in a blazing barrage of shots, and although they ring across your armor, exploding in sparks and blasts of powdered bullet, and there's occasional burst of bloody tissue as it punches armor, the actual injuries to the kill team are completely inconsequential. Mechanically, you take no wounds. However, you will need to roll against pinning, which is a willpower test. Except that you don't, because you have They Will Know No Fear.
Too bad we're not 30k Marines and don't. Good thing we're not 30k Marines and don't have that.
I want to be a 30k Marine. I want to accidentally kill my chapter.
So,
My legion.
the gold
Need to be a 30k Marine. Dude.
battle servitor rakes you with its heavy stubbers, but the heavy stubbers were meant to counter most conventional infantry on Octavian 4, not power armored Astartes. You weather the storm.
Saint, do you plan to do a range attack, or are you going to be? I guess
I'm going to hopefully do a ranged attack.
yeah, you should go first then.
Who's next?
That would be myself.
Ask how many wounds it has left.
Yeah, how much wounds is it saying?
10.
Now, keep in mind, the last move, I moved forward 6 as a half move. What range is this thing? You said it was 40 or 45?
40.
So it should be 40 now.
When you move 6, it's 34 meters away.
34 meters away. So if I'm doing another half move, it will be within 30. Excellent. They're giving a little gasp with the stubber. Those things are big shallow. The bannerman, if you will, pushes forward in a half action, and I'm going to try and conjure a bloodlance.
Okay, make your roll, man.
19 over D100.
That's a successful conjuration. What does the bloodlance do?
It goes out to 30 meters, so it will go to its full length. It'll hit anything in like it goes through. But seeing as I'm 8 foot tall, I'm sure I won't be hitting some guy on the ground. Let's see, shoot stance to full range. Does 1d10 times my psychic rating, so 1d10 times 3, rending, not reduced by toughness. However, cover and armor as usual. So it's 1d10 times psychic rating, rending, not reduced.
So
by
hold on a
toughness.
minute. It does 3d10 damage that isn't reduced by toughness bonus.
Yeah, but it does get cover and armor as usual.
So it's minus 15 for its armor rating. So 3d10 minus 15. Ow!
That cost me 1,000 points.
1,000 fucking points well spent.
I think so.
Yeah. Glad you got that.
So I will have to roll the damage on you guys. So
Imagine going up against a demon with no armor rating and a huge toughness bonus. That power basically says, what toughness?
now, see 1d10 times psychic rating of 3. Will I do 1d10 and then times that number, or do I roll 3d10?
You roll 3d10.
Okay.
This is important because it gives you 3 chances to critical.
My first roll is a 7. Second is a 9. And the third is a 10.
My God.
With rending and not reduced by toughness.
Can you make a willpower roll to confirm the critical on the 10, please, ma'am? It would confirm on the 9 as well. It was an alien target. That's a special rule for Deathwatch characters.
I rolled an
forget what it's
18.
called.
18 over D100.
Okay, so
And
that's
my
another D10.
willpower is 45.
It's all you needed to do was pass. Roll another D10 of damage.
Excellent.
Can you guys just stop criticaling? I'd like to have these things more than one action.
I rolled a 1.
The RNG gods are with us. Actually, the RNG Emperor of Mankind.
So you rolled a 1.
Yeah.
He
So
has 2 arms.
So it turns a 10 into an 11. 11 plus 9 is 20. Plus 7 is 27. Minus 15 is 12.
and the first one to actually my first roll to set it off of a D100 was 19, and I've got a willpower of 45. So how many degrees is that? I'm not sure if that comes into account with the bloodline.
Not unless it says in the power.
Not that I saw, at least. Not what I've taken note. So yeah, so it was a first D10 7, second 9, third 10, and then you got and then an extra 1 after the next D10 you got me to roll.
My god, you've done a critical hit level 2 to it. Rending critical hit to the torso. Level 2.
I am assuming this is good, so I approve.
Now, cinematically, we can have a look at the rending rule level 2 for the chest, and sort of scale it up to something of the automator's level. However, it has a special rule. When it takes critical hit, it has to make a willpower test roll for its cogitator. If it fails, it represents damage to the brain array, and it goes berserk. This is its roll. The cogitator has a effective willpower of 30.
Ooh, it goes berserk then?
The blood lance. What does it look like? Is it actually made of blood?
Well, what I would say is Theros sort of just gives out a roar and throws his arm, and it lets out a dead line straight red beam that smashes into the automata. However, I'm not sure if it would penetrate through. That would be up to yourself.
No, it does.
It would go with
Everything aligned, isn't it?
It does go through to its full range. So this, regardless of whether or not the force of the hit penetrates through, the light itself is seen on the other end of it, going out to the full 30
It's
meters.
not the force. Don't forget, this is a warp power. It doesn't have to obey the laws of physics.
This is the vengeance of Sanguinius.
This literally springs into existence, almost like I picture it as a flashing red spear. It's almost like it's made of veins and gore, and it just exists. You know, almost like a spear thrown with impossible speed.
In the Blood Angels Omnibus, some warp stuff does manifest around one of the characters that's related to his chapter heritage, and it is all formed out of blood that is being described.
Yeah. So this appears to be basically suddenly snapping into existence, formed from raw warp stuff, is a blazing red spear line of tangled blood vessels and dripping blood, the blood dripping and splashing literally into nothingness. It impales the automaton instantly, destroying 2 of the brains in its controlling array outright. The blood lance basically explodes into nothingness almost an instant after it's formed. And the automaton lets loose it's like a baby's scream almost, like a mechanical wail. And it staggers forward with great crashing footsteps, its limbs windmilling wildly.
Big giant metal tard. Good.
Actually, the sound I'm thinking of is similar to, has anybody seen the first RoboCop where ED-09 falls down the stairs? It sounds a little bit like that.
By the blood, you will not stand before us on our attack.
All right. I assume it's some kind of down. If not, this will be hilarious these next couple of rounds.
Is this thing still standing?
It's still standing. It hasn't taken a high enough critical to put it down yet.
How many wounds does it have left? It had 10 before.
It has 0. It's actually in critical damage now.
Ooh, okay. So is it my turn then?
Yeah, basically you now need to deal a heavy enough blow to send its critical high enough to kill it.
Aim for the leg.
Are we all 40 meters from it, or?
Well, you would be the same as me. You move forward a half action
Well,
last turn as well.
You say that, but last combat in the same exact area, he did a full leap.
Yeah, I was really
Forward.
close. Yeah, I thought I was pretty far. I was like attacking the retinue.
I thought you just moved to a half action and shot your bolt pistol.
No, I jumped forward.
Did a full
Okay,
jump.
so how far did you
I
jump
did-
forward?
yeah.
I don't know.
What is your agility?
My agility is 50.
50. So then your bonus is 5. So your full action would be 10. So your full action with jump would be 20. So before they were 40 meters away, just like this robot is. Now you are 20 meters closer. So now you are even closer than Saint is.
I'm 20 meters from the mech thing.
Just about.
Alright. So can I make a jump then? Onto
Yeah,
it?
you absolutely can, man.
Then I shall do that. I shall jump at the robot thing.
You're a madman. Do it. Urgh.
Man, I'm going to update my character sheet and roll 20.
Do
You
I need
should,
to make a roll for that, or?
You are making an attack roll, man. Are you doing a charge, are you?
I jump
Right.
back.
Increase your weapon skill by 10, so you're plus 20 to hit this thing in total.
Okay.
Between the eyes.
Assume you are face to face with it.
I failed by 5.
What, even with your plus 20 bonus?
Yeah, I have 50. And I rolled a 75.
Right, do you want to re-roll your, do you want to re-roll it, man?
I'm gonna reroll that with a fate point. Okay, there you go. I passed. I got an 11.
Okay, you've hit it. Now, it's in a berserk state at the moment. It has the frenzy rule. It can't parry.
Nice.
Good shit.
Oh, did you charge her?
Yes.
Nice.
As the mechanical beast charges forward, screaming distortedly through its vox speaker, Brother Arvex jets roar, and he hurtles at it to meet its charge. Roll your damage, man, and it needs to be good.
So, does any of my, does Swift Attack or anything play into this, or no?
Okay, do you know how to do damage for a melee attack, man?
Oh, not necessarily, no.
Okay, what's the damage for your sword?
I have a Power Axe, but it's
Oh, what's the
1d10
damage
plus
for your
8.
power axe?
1d10 plus 8.
1d10 plus 8. Now, what's your strength?
Strength is 40. Oh, wait, 50.
50? Oh, yes, because of your armor. Right, take your unmodified strength, 40, double the first number,
So 8.
so it's 8. Add that, and then add 10 for your armor. So add another 1, so that's 9. Add 9 to the 8 for your axe, that's 17. So 1d10 plus 17. What's the pen of the axe?
6.
Oh, do I know? 6.
It is
6. So that reduces its armor from 15 to 9. So 9 plus 12 is 21, and so it's got a total soak of 21, and you are adding 17 to your damage. So
I rolled a 10. I got 27.
what the fuck?
Another critical.
Actual blithering fuck is going on with that dice roller?
good.
I excuse me a moment. I need to go and have a word with Zinch.
Kill the robot first.
Zeech ain't got nothing to do with this. Keep that heresy out of here. The Emperor's blessing is upon us.
The Emperor's blessing is upon you. That's 4 critical hits in one round.
May the
They're
Emperor,
cheating in my Yu-Gi-Oh!
may the Emperor guide our blades.
What the fucking fuckery. Right, okay.
Hope you got more than 5 Gene Stealers lined up for us, Juicer.
I think I'm going to have to quadruple all the numbers I've got planned just to survive more than one combat round. Holy
No, because
shit.
when we actually do lose, someone is going to die.
Dude, I'm fine with dying. I'll die.
Roll
I'll look out,
your
sir.
roll your modified weapon skill again, man. By the way, as a GM, I am allowed to splutter over these kind of rolls, but I do not disapprove in the slightest. The dice will tell a story. Let's tell that story.
I got an 86.
86, so it doesn't go critical. However, do you wish to re-roll that? You can spend a fate point to re-roll to see if you go critical.
I mean, you could be awesome, or you could just accept.
You've already used 1 fate point, didn't you?
Yeah, I feel like it's a bad idea because I feel like if I make the thing go too critical, like I do too much damage, it might explode. And I don't want it to explode when I'm like 2 feet next to it, or like right hitting it. So I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm not gonna reroll.
Actually, you may be pleased to know, man, that the galvanic reactors which power these things, they don't blow up like they do on the tabletop.
Oh, good.
Also, I guess I'll reroll it. I'll use the fate point.
Your final fate point.
No, I got
They
3.
refresh each session.
I'll do it.
But you
I'll
got
do
3,
it.
but you've won this round already. So you have 1 left.
Yeah,
Don't reroll.
I'm gonna reroll.
Save that fate.
I'm not
No,
gonna.
you're a bad man.
Oh fuck!
Told you, man.
That was a waste.
You rolled a 95.
Yes. Okay. Just the 20.
It's 20, so you do 27 damage to it, and its total soak is 19. That's still a critical hit level 8. Energy, I believe. So, yeah. Do you want to describe what happens when you kill it, man, or shall I?
You probably should. I wouldn't really know.
Dude, could have done
Probably
like
should. 'Cause I wouldn't really know
epic
how a
description.
machine would get.
It's just,
Alright,
I picture it basically as you slam into it as it charges, and for a moment it's almost like you're climbing onto it. It swings about wildly left and right, trying to throw you off with tremendous force, still wailing in that dissonant mechanical scream. And as you gain a purchase for one of your mighty gauntlets, you raise the axe and drive it full force straight through the thing's life support system into its arc reactor. It takes there's an enormous burst of sparks and life support fluid, now the color of blood spraying from severed pipes. It takes another couple of steps before the hydraulics in its legs give out completely, and it crashes first to one knee and then fully forward, carried by its own weight to crush the flagstones beneath its fallen weight. A massive explosion of splintered chips and dust erupting into the air. That's what I was picturing anyway.
I mean, that's probably gonna do something like Titanfall. You jump up on it and then.
Yeah, it's similar to a rodeo kill, but performed by a space marine.
And with an axe.
And with an axe.
I have a quick question. What does the power field special rule do? Because my power is
If
that.
somebody tries to parry a weapon with the power field rule, with a weapon which doesn't have the power field rule, there's a 50% chance that weapon is destroyed.
Ooh.
75%.
Okay.
With the 4.
Oh, is it 95%?
75.
75.
Oh,
They changed.
What, does that include like force swords?
Yeah, because they don't have power. When they're psychically active, I believe they count as having a power field.
Yes, sir.
But when they're inactive, like they're held by a non-psychic, then they don't count as a power field to be destroyed that way.
Okay, so I'm good. Okay.
You're good.
This is
But yeah, if you try
doable.
to parry a
Blows up
power
weapon.
sword with a chain sword, there's a 75% chance that it'll just cut this chain sword in half and keep going.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So this abomination is done.
The old man.
Its limbs and tentacles still twitch rapidly as the nerve impulses leave them. It will be a sort of a semi nightmare fuel sight to non-Astartes, but you're Astartes. You don't give a shit. Well, phrase that in more sort of angelic and glorious language, but yeah, it's thoroughly dead.
All right.
Saras moves out into the middle of one of the walkways. The banner billowing just a little bit, I guess.
Yep. Singed slightly with a couple of holes in it from the lasgun rounds which have been leveled at the team, but it just makes it look more terrifying.
No, I can just think of the original Dawn of War intro cutscene, where the Space Marine climbs up on the hill.
Yeah, when the rounds
puts
go
the flag.
through it.
Yeah.
We have a prisoner to acquire.
Let them know.
As the semi-silence falls with the crashing thud of the destroyed Golgrex Ore, the old hybrid sort of removes his shaking hands from his face and with eyes dull and glassy with terror, stares up at the obsidian giant towering above him with a banner promising certain death flowing above him. And he knows this is the end.
Not quite. Avarak and Sebastian, see what you can get out of this filth before you destroy it.
With pleasure.
Affirmative, Commander.
Fontes, I believe you can finally access that data port now we have a little bit more peace and quiet.
The old hybrid has no chance against any of you.
Who could buy me a frag grenade?
But
You
Let me kill
are able to extract useful information from him. Can you give me an intimidate roll? Let's see the quality of what he knows.
What's the base stat?
What's frag grenades?
The order has been given.
And
Sebastian and Arvik have it.
even though he is part of the Hive Mind, you still get a plus 30% bonus to this test.
My armor has Fear is thy friend, so if I pick him up, does that count as melee combat?
Nah, grappling.
You can literally hold him in one hand off the floor as easily as picking up the very lightest of weights.
You may drag him to Fontes as he uses the data port. Sebastian, I guess that abomination of a statue does need seeing to.
You can see he was once a scrivener. His tattered robes are covered with ink stains, as are the flesh of his fingers. One of his hands has actually been modified with the spindly, spidery machinery of what the Imperium calls scribe tines, which makes writing and scrivening with a quill much faster and more efficient. But I'm just adding extraneous detail here.
It gives you 10 fingers on each finger. It gives you 10 fingers on each finger.
Effectively, yeah.
Ugh.
And it can move. It can move independently as a machine, basically, to write with quills and similar. So, who's making that roll?
Well, seeing
You
as
gotta roll a D100, yeah?
seeing as the armor that Havel has can intimidate, then it makes sense, I guess.
That depends. What is everyone's fellowship? I believe Havel's is still pretty high.
Actually, intimidate can go off strength as well.
Ooh.
Well, strength. I mean, I have thy strength be legendary as my armor bonus, so my strength is 50.
I mean, so is mine.
By the way, I assume you're planning to kill him as well.
Yeah, he will die.
Oh yes.
Oh, after we get the information? Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
we-
god, yeah.
He's not with us.
That's fine. I'm just determining that for the description when you get the information.
I feel we should crush him with that statue.
Hey, that's a good idea.
we have.
Let's go, grenade.
You have your order. Let's not talk about waste time talking about how to kill him. Let's see what we can get out of him first.
Who has crack grenades and who has demolition?
Everyone has crack grenades.
Okay, we'll do the demolition after we get the roll to extract the information from the archivist.
Alright.
By the way, there is no chance of him resisting you here. This roll, in a sort of mechanical way, determines the extent of what he knows. If you know what I mean.
I see. And will we get any bonuses to that? Well,
It's 30.
sorry.
Plus 30% bonus to your intimidate roll.
Okay. And who has the biggest intimidate roll, or the intimidate stat, I guess, if you will? Who is the biggest number?
What does
to roll
Intimidate
against?
go off of?
Oh, Havel got the highest.
Well, I don't know if this counts, but my armor gives me, gives one stack of fear to anyone I'm in combat with. But this isn't combat. But if Intimidate goes off of strength, I have 65 strength.
Plus
damn.
30, so it's a 95% chance.
You should do it.
Yeah. Take him to Fontus.
Poor bastard.
You drag the quavering, babbling hybrid before the tech marine, his twitching nest of mechanical mechadendrites and his great mechanical arm. Yeah, it's no, he's lit. I'm going to be quite honest. There's even connected to the hive mind, and even with the degree of the immunity to fear that provides, he still, yeah.
I'm going to use Rite of Awe on him, which is minus 10 to any skill test that he takes. And if he doesn't have enhanced hearing, then he can't tell that I'm talking, but I'm basically telling him to... It's a prayer to the machine god. Said it like...
He's broken utterly. Before he dies, you extract usable information from him. And it is a significant piece of information. Not only do you find that the Bruelis Council are present in the Spire in their last readout, but there is a patriarch in the Spire.
That's not.
Oh, good.
Nah, we got this, guys. No credit to death.
That's a
I'm
trophy.
holding him there, and he just died while I was holding him up in the air.
You have a heart attack.
He begs for mercy, which will not come. He pleads with the angels of death to spare his wretched existence, of which there is no chance. And in his final moments, he has the temerity to spill blood and saliva, Sebastian, on your power armor.
Take his eyes so the hive can no longer see us.
Spots of his bodily fluid sully your sacred and ancient war carapace.
Oh, hold on. What's...
Oh god, he's crushing him.
I just passed that willpower test.
Take his eyes so the hive can no longer see us. Take his arms so his use is gone. And then take his life.
So I disassemble him with my bolt shears.
Well, that goes up to
His
yourself.
piercing screams echo around the chamber as he is unmade, disassembled by Fontus's nest of twitching mechadendrites. Another one dead. Another one left in your wake.
Now I move to access the data lectern.
And I kneel down by the old man's mangled remains and slowly slit off the face with my combat knife.
gonna rest my 3 crack grenades at that
All right.
heretical stand.
As you remove his visage, and as Fontis, you access the data lectern to download a complete archive of what you can access, and possibly the recent layout plans that may be of use in your navigation. What are you doing with the statue? What's happening with the statue?
I believe Sebastian had to take care of that.
Yeah,
We
well,
all want to
whatever
take
you're
care
doing.
of it.
My crack grenades are there, so let's leave them all there.
All right. So when we first came in here, and I didn't know the guards were there, and I thought it was just people running away, and I rolled my tech use. Can I still use that tech use? Because it was fucking amazing.
You may. And
I rolled a 2
Right.
with a tech use of 20, bonus of 20.
You crack through its noospheric data protocols with almost contemptuous ease, leaving only shredded security programs and scrap code fizzling in your wake. You download the latest, basically, the most usable information in there is a complete list of the archived, basically the relics, the reliquary list for the Reclusium, and a recent map of the Spire, only 30 years old.
Ka-ching.
Not bad.
That's relatively new.
In the, by Imperial standards, man, that might as well be yesterday. Might as well have been done yesterday.
Yeah, that is gleaming.
I just don't know how the passage of time just moves in the Imperium. How do days, months, and years even work?
Same as they do normally, but the scale, the distance of time involved, and how much ritual and stagnation actually locks things and prevents them from being updated. A map of a hive spire 30 years old, to most imperial scribes, that is incredibly recent and likely to still be mostly accurate.
You'd be surprised what religion can do to administration, cousin.
Sure.
The old man's flayed body is splattered before the feet of the false idol of the four-armed emperor.
Every time you say that, it pisses me off.
What, the four-armed emperor?
Yep.
That's good. It should, if you're a loyal space marine.
Oh, these guys are loyal as but
Yeah, if he asked for it, it wouldn't have been so bad.
But I believe you were tasked with taking it down, Sebastian. And yet it still stands.
have we set the charges to it?
Who kills all 6 of us?
Yeah.
Until he set the charges on Sebastian's request or order or fury.
Is it a command? And plus I get plus 10 command.
All right. Since I've gotten everything I can out of the lectern, I'm going to detach from it. Share the information with my squad.
My crack grenades are already on there.
30 years old?
Find the basic status of their systems, the disposition of the security status of the Spire, and what areas are currently under noospheric assault by what you know to be the acolytes of the Sodexis Enclave, the mysterious order of tech priests currently allied with the Inquisition.
Is there any way I could disable the security in those areas?
Not from this lectern. However, you can basically fry the data therein quite easily. You rolled 2%.
All right. So can I find Can I use that information that I've gained to find a security lectern that I could access?
Yeah, probably actually. All right. Are you? Were you blowing the statue, Hoja? Did you say?
I just left my crack grenades there.
So you planted your crack grenades.
I'm assuming someone else will try to detonate them. I sure thought I'd doing it. I don't know what I'm
I
doing.
believe, Sebastian, that was your order.
Hell no.
Blow the thing to hell.
Oh, God.
You set the crack grenades off, and with ear-splitting bangs, they shatter the blasphemous visage of the four-armed emperor into rubble and dust. It crashes to the floor, collapsing over the remains of the old hybrid, almost like a statement, a counterpoint to the end of his miserable existence.
Yeah. You know, in hindsight, it might have just been better to get rid of 2 arms.
This is an abomination all the same.
Ow.
Can we
Okay.
take a fit? Can we take a fit recording out of that and send that through to the Spire?
I'm not sure, actually. I would have thought, can that be done? Is that possible?
Yeah, with the right equipment. If someone
Yeah, I
has
believe you
something
need you need picked cap skull or equipment to do that.
Yeah, or auto sense goggles or some bullshit.
Well, in around
It's still a good idea, though.
I've got
Very,
I have short range telepathy. I can blast out an image of it within a smaller sort of scale, but nothing really in the scale of a hive. But those around us will see it's happening.
To do so would be very much in the vein of the Night Lords, wouldn't it?
No?
Russian propaganda.
I am the vengeance of the Father Sanguinius.
Newly equipped with the knowledge you have torn from the data lectern and the old archivist, and with the spire still reeling and boiling in the chemical cloud, your path is set. Now, the destruction, would you say that the destruction of that four-armed statue was an emotionally significant moment for your squad?
I'd say it was emotionally
Just
relieving.
from the role play that I've been listening to, would you say it was emotionally significant?
I guess it would be at least a standpoint of some kind.
Perhaps a Sebastian. Maybe.
Nah.
I mean, the whole scene in general, perhaps not just the statue, but I mean, like,
Emperor are not to be tolerated.
the entire scene with the small 15-group horde, the old man wrecked, the big automaton lying in rubble, and now the statue has been completely destroyed after we have completely raped their security security detail and managed to get our own information from that. I think the whole thing in general would be its own little thing.
Very well. In that case, I'm willing to, I think it would be appropriate. Commander, who is the commander of this strike force?
Which kid?
Can you give me a command roll?
And would that be of a D100, I imagine?
Mm-hmm. Make a command roll, and if you pass and your squad mates agree, increase your team cohesion points by 1 for this scene, for what has transpired in this scene for the remainder of the mission.
What does that go off of?
Command goes off fellowship.
Oh, my fellowship is 45, and I appear to have rolled a 63.
Do you wish to reroll
Nothing.
And it'll just give us more cohesion, right?
Burn a fate point.
Don't burn a fate point.
Did you say it'll just give us more cohesion?
Live on the edge.
It will be more efficient to burn a fate point and get a free cohesion from that, rather than to burn a fate point and re-roll to get 1 cohesion.
Well, we haven't spent any cohesion yet. We've still got 6.
Your
Right.
fate points will refresh next session, remember.
Yeah, I mean, like, our cohesion hasn't went down from 6.
You haven't used any of your powers yet.
Exactly.
Your squad mode
I believe what
ability
Hojo is saying, though, is that you could just burn a fate point and get a cohesion point and not have to roll.
How many did you say?
Right.
How many cohesion points did you say we get if I pass this?
I see what you mean. Yes, there's a conflict of what's name here. There seems to be something appropriate. Okay,
So if he fails to roll, we should probably just go with it.
fair enough.
Okay. Well,
It is still of significance, like the passing of something, almost like a statement of intent to what is to come.
oh, of course.
I was right to not trust a witch kid. Let us continue, please.
Oh no, that's just an unconscious thing. That's not an active thing to try and drum up morale. It's just if you'd passed the command, it would have given you a cohesion point. It seemed appropriate at the end of a scene like that.
That works.
Yeah,
A little
Arvik,
something, something.
Arvik looks over at Theros and asks him what he plans to do with the faces he takes.
Well, we'll see how many I get, I guess.
You should make a loincloth.
I do plan on making some kind of tabard. I did hope we'd find something a little bigger. I would quite like a cloak.
Good lord.
Let's see how this Primaris works out. Hopefully we won't burn him like the officer. When it's all done, it'll be leather. All the same as the rest.
You figure it'd
Where are
be
you
durable
like putting
leather.
these, by the way? Like,
I imagine I'm actually holding my sword with the face wrapped around the hilt. So I'm holding it in place with the sword.
Brother, that is rather nasty.
Arvik gives a strange look to Theros and then turns away.
Radigus also gives a strange look to Theros.
Eyes where they should be, brothers. Onwards.
With renewed strength in your purpose, and your armor scarred and chipped by the flow of war, the avatars of death, clad in obsidian power armor, stalk further into the spire. An organism within a great beast that spells its certain death.
Just before we leave. Before I almost forgot. This vault. Brother Fontes, did you find if there was anything here of significance they're storing? Remember, we came to pillage before we brought all this destruction on these foes.
The goal was death and knowledge. I suppose we have to check.
There are artifacts here which have been recently added and may be of significance to the brood.
And
Skill.
Fontes rolled a 2.
Wouldn't
It would be-
I have any shipping manifests or anything like that? Like, I'm not sure what the data lecture included or gave me access to.
Inventory, shipping manifests of recent acquisitions, log entries, some of them going back decades. But you note that there's been a burst of activity recently. Several new... Basically, it takes you only the work of a few moments to run these through your cortical cogitators. There has been relatively little change in the archives over the last several decades, but over the last few months, there have been a flurry of new acquisitions, new data points added. They stand out notably. Now, based on the time frame of how long Boreas has been infected, these things could actually represent something perhaps of significance to the brood.
Perhaps we've been far too hasty, brothers.
Perhaps we should prepare some Melta.
Perhaps we'll see if there's anything we
we've
can
got
sell.
enough melted charges to frag everything in here.
Well, let us see if there's anything of significance we can take back to the Deathwatch itself.
We
I mean,
do not
for all we
need
know, there
charges.
may be chapter relics here somewhere.
I doubt that. We have multi-Melta.
We have no idea what is here. Fontes, is Fontes aware of anything in particular of that regard? Is there anything of value?
No, there's nothing of Astartes' origin.
Ah, okay.
So mostly just Xeno hybrid relics or whatever.
Yeah, some very likely, or at least possibly, items of significance to the brood, but which have no significance beyond their emotional or historical value. Possibly alien value.
Can this room be... Is there any way we can close the room from the outside and incinerate it with its own systems of any kind? But I'm taking it as a vault, so there's not going to be anything like that.
Well, we have flamers. We could just pile everything in the middle
Yeah,
of the room.
you
and-
can simply tell me now, you can torch this room.
Yeah, we
You can bathe it in promethium. And leave it to burn if you wish.
I
We
think that
also
would be
have
the
a
best.
multi-Melta to breach it. Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to suggest to the party. Well, I'll just suggest to the party. We should move in the direction of a security lectern I found in their schematics. The layout of the floor, so I could take over their security system and shut everything down and give our allies an advantage.
Ah, I see. And Play with the Vox a little bit, huh? So you could fuck around with these hybrids.
We'll be saving our melta charges for now. Let's bury this place in flame and move on, as Fontis has said.
I've got the backpack, so I've got ammo enough for my multi-melta.
That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Oh, go
You just
crazy.
need to-
Spray the room through the flames.
Okay.
If I give up one of my ammo packs and
Remove
open it up,
remove 5 charges from your heavy flame as ammo capacity, and you may destroy this hall's treasures. And in doing so, can somebody make a note that you have achieved a secret objective?
Ah.
Oh, ooh. I'm gonna roll a
Oh.
Forbidden Lord Zeno just for the hell of it.
That is an extra renown then.
It's a hidden objective, and you will get extra rewards if you survive this operation and achieve success.
Yeah.
You gotta survive.
Is that another hidden objective?
Survive.
Survive!
Well, I think that's just generally the overall objective.
I
Well,
just
Gabe-
passed my hidden roll. My Oh wait, no, I didn't. I just know that it's something.
I feel like we.
It's
we
a
kinda
thing.
Spartans.
Or-
Brothers! It is an item for sure.
Has some significance, but it is beyond me.
Oh, now it's on fire.
You leave the great cathedral-like vault to burn behind you as you proceed further into the spire. You leave destruction in your wake. Well done, brothers. And I'm going to leave it there for this week, and we shall continue with the data lectern at the start of next session.
Excellent. That was awesome.
Did you guys
Should,
enjoy?
Just for next time, I do have a Voxcaster. We should maybe find out what the hell the other squad is doing right now.
Yes, you'll need an update on that, won't you?
Ah, yes, keep that in mind.
I'm pretty sure they're dead, and if they're dead, we're gonna have to go get their genes.
Something through dead.
So is that
I don't
okay,
know.
guys?
I'm not gonna bet on it.
I'm sorry for the slightly halting and stuttering nature of my narration.
No, this is all good.
It's
doesn't-
fine.
It doesn't quite flow naturally to me sometimes.
I feel
it's
bad
fine.
for you. All your guys were getting killed before they were able to do anything.
Fuck his guy.
Holy shit! I mean, Jesus! I knew there was likely they were going to die. I didn't expect them to go that fast.
Goddamn annihilated.
And then when it came to the Golgrex Ore, which had a chance at least of surviving for a while, it was just like critical hit after critical hit. It's like the Emperor is fucking done with this spire. Fuck
This-
these guys.
This is their champion, I guess.
Everything's gonna die.
We are redemption, and redemption for these creatures is flame and nothing else. Agony, fear.
Is there anything you'd like me to change, guys? Any kind of like different style of narration, maybe a bit less gore and the
More gore.
what's that?
More chances
More-
to actually interact with the enemy.
That might actually prove to be surprisingly difficult.
We killed them all.
Maybe not this campaign. Maybe another one where they can actually talk and not run away and scream.
Yeah, you're in a siege war situation at the moment, man, as a kill team. So most of the things are tending less towards the talky and more towards the
Getting killed.
the gunboat diplomacy, which is firmly on the word gun.
Just, they don't really get the chance to gun much.
Hey, you're a different color than me. I'm gonna shoot you until you die.
It's like that entire...
Wait a minute. How long have you been playing Warhammer 40,000?
What?
It's like, if you're a different race in 40k, you shoot at each other.
I know. But
Well,
usually they
actually,
say
not
and recite a paragraph before they do it.
Not quite true, actually.
Well,
There are actually alien races existing within the umbrella of the Imperium. they're simply barely tolerated and exploited to the absolute hilt when they're not destroyed. But some of them do exist.
When do we get to ride battle centipedes with the las guns?
Oh, Juicer. I got a question. Is there any chance that familiars exist in Deathwatch?
Now, see, you're asking me to bring things which aren't explicitly in the Deathwatch core book here. I think they're one of the expansions, though, so yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Interesting,
Yeah,
because librarians...
You can get servitor modified animals.
Yeah, and like librarians have a special attachment to familiars, and they can use that familiar to hunt out discrepancies in the warp and whatnot.
Yeah, you can get a
You're not allowed to turn Brother Radagast into a familiar.
Oh no, this wouldn't be. It's usually familiars are created from animals or physically created in labs. A lot of times, say like sows or pigs are turned into familiars, and familiars include things like
homunculi generally.
Yeah, they can include things like cherubim, also little like stick-looking type figures, even animals. There's the cyber wolf of Fenris as well. You can make them birds, little.
Thank you, Roger.
Tons of types of random familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, I can get.
Would you like one?
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe after this mission, I might look into it. I would quite like a crow or a raven of some kind or something like that.
If I die, you fuckers better not bring me back as a dreadnought. You better bring me back as a servitor.
If you die, you're dead. What you mean is that if you almost die,
if I fall in battle,
you can become my first battle servitor.
Oja, remember, there's a reason for you not to fall into battle, and that's that if you fall in battle, there's nothing to stop your brothers putting the boot in.
The boot?
You are a Marines malevolent, aren't you? Oh, maybe they like you at this point. I don't know.
No, probably not.
I can have 3 battle servitors, and you will be number 1.
I'll take it. That's the best offer I've had in forever.
It's face cutting.
Pardon?
You stay away from my face, you sack of shit.
He just dies. Saint walks up casually and just kind of cuts his face off, puts it.
Yeah, that's just Slaneshi shit.
Oh, are you talking about? He doesn't need to die. I'll just wait until he falls asleep.
My face.
I mean, Marines can do some pretty grim stuff in core of their duties and their traditions and their rituals and stuff, but face cutting? I mean,
shoot this heretic.
It's some Slaneshi territory there.
It's not Slaneshi territory at all. You guys just don't understand the grim dark of the Astartes.
It's like Skaven or Orc.
I understand corruption points and warp influence.
You better hope that you don't fall to the thirst. The shit will have to do to you and turn you back around. Then you'll think of Slaneshi shit. Pouring fucking blood down your throat and trying to get your senses back to you as you flail like a madman.
I was really hoping to rip some of those people in half. They were trying to run away.
You got to mush an old man.
I
didn't mush an old man. You told me to cut him apart, so I cut him apart.
Wait. Hold on, all these terrible ideas are coming from one guy. Now that I think about it.
That's what yeah.
The phrase Havel is disassembled.
Yeah, I said disassembled.
In itself was pretty grim, which is why I kind of brushed the whole thing over. It was expected and inevitable given the circumstances, but you know, there's no need to linger on like the grim details. You know what I mean?
Oh, we like the grim.
Quite a lot of it's been quite grim so far.
Grim is good.
There he goes again. He's enjoying this.
The grim, yeah, the grim's the way, man. Grim is like, I like my 40k like I like my tabletop 2nd edition, and fucking grim as fuck. Some of the art in the 2nd edition rulebook.
I want a new squad leader. Rojas, please step up.
Some of the what'd you call it? Art in the 2nd edition rulebook was so grim. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was back when it was like 2000 AD artwork, wasn't it?
And we're out against Gene Stealers here. This is the 2nd edition bullshit we're up against. You gotta have it grim dark.
I gotta have Dick.
Oh, that's you can have Dick all you want. Joe.
I'll have enough for you.
You don't what? No, I don't want. It's okay. You keep your Dick. It's all you can have all the Dick, Hojo, just not mine.
more dick for one man, but just enough for two.
How did we get onto dicks from Slanesh? Oh, shit.
Wait a minute.
This is what happens when you have a librarian in the team.
Wait, why is it my fault?
The librarian
Because
is Slanesh.
Somebody
Let's purge him.
started talking about Slanesh, and now I'm just talking about Dick, and, Theros is a conduit to the warp. All the points add up, man.
I'm a conduit to the warp, but I have a psychic hood. I'm well sturdy.
Actually,
Grounded.
you
I'm
are
grounded.
a conduit to the warp.
I'm a grounded conduit to the warp. I've not been pushing my power. It's all been completely... I think it's fettered. Unfettered. Whatever one the most chilled out psychic power is.
Skinning faces off.
I want a tabard.
He wants faces.
I want a tabard.
Wants
We
to
have
make a
cloth.
cloak that Slanesh is gonna love and favor him next time he uses the warp.
We have cloth, you fucking weirdo.
It's not
All
the
I can
same.
say is, man, if
I
you
mean,
start
look at the
seeing
Dark
the,
Angels.
I
if you
want
start seeing the
trophy.
number 6 in everything you do, start to worry.
I'm one with the blood.
Hey, how many squad members do we have?
6. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
The-
I know how this ends.
But no, it's just I like my battle trophies. I'm gonna make myself a tabard. Hopefully, it'll just look like leather at the end of the day once the what do you call it? Tech priests have had their way with it.
They're not touching that. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, they would. Or look at my back. They'll make me a tabard out of that shit if I get enough of
You're
it.
gonna walk back, and the only one who's not gonna look at you funny are gonna be the Inquisitors.
Nah, man. Plenty of people out there take. Wait a minute. Malevolence take battle trophies. What the fuck are you talking about? If all of them here, fucking you and
Me?
Fonted and fucking Chaplain should all know that shit.
Yes.
Actually,
This is-
it's right in the Flush Terrace thing. I take battle trophies.
Exactly. You guys are looking at this thinking like, oh right,
There's-
fuck.
no, 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 no.
He's
No,
stealing that
hey,
with
hey,
us.
Hold on,
I
hold
don't
on.
stitch Flen's faces together.
I
I'm
would
not-
have a
I'm not
shitload
gonna-
of Lasguns by the end of this, but that's different.
Take the whole head and shrink it for my.
Just
For my, yeah.
Radagast coming out with like 51 last cannons all in his arms stacked like kindling. I got
Brothers!
scored.
I hit gold.
His saddlebags on his shoulder.
He's like
Wow.
taking the flak armor off the people we're killing.
hanging bags of them from his
for our
servitor
scouts.
arm.
Stuffing his pockets full of loose change he
Years.
finds in the dead.
And I just got myself some faces for a battle trophy. It'll be fine. And I'm not going to stitch them together. I'm not going to do any of that shit. Like I said, the fucking tech priests are going to get that shit for me. They got my back. They know this shit. They've seen much worse.
Have his back.
I'll come in with 2 faces and they'll be like, oh, okay, what's this? And I'll be like, tabard. And they're like, oh, okay, we get you.
No, come on, man. These are Ordo Xenos type priests. You're going to come in with 2 faces and they're going to go, where did you get that Dark Eldar bra from?
And I'll be like, jockstrap. Until I get more.
Oh.
Look, the nose nestles my balls.
Oh no.